Hey now. Hey now, hey now, hey now. Let's get the word out. Still waiting on my co-hosts. One is in the bathroom, and the other is getting water. Ugh. Oh, come on, kid. Oh, there's a Discord update? I guess I can wait till later, though. Ooh. This is why I tell people, be here at 6:45. It's 6:48. It's alright. Hopefully if I say be there at 6:45, well, they'll be there by 7. Alright, I got an Elise. Hello, Elise.
Hello.
Okay, you're very low. Let me raise you up.
Oh.
Okay, speak again.
How's this sound?
You're still a little low, and I have you maxed out.
That's wild.
There we go. Okay, no, that right there where you said that's wild, that was good. That's perfect,
okay.
right there.
Let me try putzing around with stuff on my end as
No,
well.
you sound good now.
Oh, I'm good now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Maybe I just needed to wake my microphone up because I haven't really used it in like 2 weeks. That's not how that works,
yeah.
but you know.
No, it isn't, but we'll go with that, right? We're waiting on Jesse. He's my co-host, and he said he was in the bathroom, so.
Hey, not a problem.
This is why I say get here at 6:45. If I say that, I figure people will be here by 7, right?
Hey, with any luck, and I'm usually chronically late, so I set a double alarm on my phone. I set one for 6 o'clock and then one for 6:45.
Nice.
So there was no way I was missing it this time around.
Nice. Oh, there's Jesse. Let me pop him over.
Cool beans.
Josiah.
Sorry, I was listening to Fist City Fisters.
Okay, I gotta bump your volume. Go ahead, speak.
Yellow.
All right, I need a little bit more from you, Jesse.
How's this?
That's it. That's it right there. That's it right there. We got that. We got the levels.
All right.
So you haven't met Elise, have you?
Not personally.
No, Elise is a friend of mine from Twitch. I met her through EB. And, basically what happened was that do you remember when the hate raids were happening on Twitch?
Yeah, fun times, wasn't it?
Elise got hit with a little bit of that, and I was like, oh, that's a damn shame. And EB told me about it, and we said, let's give a positive raid. And, Elise has
and it was delightful.
Yeah, and Lisa's got a really wholesome community and everything.
It's true for the most part. I mean, well, let's put it this way: we're vulgar. We're just not necessarily too sexual about things. So,
hey, look, I got a nut button, so
yeah,
good.
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 Okay, and I will ask that you both have the stream up so that you could do chat.
Oh, yep, it's up.
I will. Yeah. I actually use a chat proxy program, so I'm gonna pull that up.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
Whatever works. I did not want to end earlier. I was having too much fun with Power Wash Simulator.
You were live for like 4 hours. It was awesome.
Well, I normally am on a Wednesday.
That's true. I usually work, but I got in.
Yeah, you came in at the very end when I was hunting down the last bits of dirt in that playground.
Yeah, so I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. So I actually got out of work at a vaguely reasonable hour. So I got back by like, what's it, 4 o'clock, which is incredible. It's still a 10-hour day, but
vaguely reasonable in my butthole. EB has arrived. Hello, EB.
Huzzah!
Huzzah, indeed. Huzzah, huzzah. And EB,
here we go.
And it sounds good on my end, but let me know how my co-hosts sound if I need to adjust anything, or if they need to adjust anything because they're both maxed out volume-wise.
I'm trying to project.
It's mostly funny because I'm naturally extremely loud.
It was just for like a second you were like really
Sure.
low, and it did actually sound like a bad connection at first. But then you're good, you know. And EB says you both sound perfect.
Awesome.
And your volume's good too.
Hey.
Hey. Hi-yo. So yeah, to add to like the rant that I was having earlier about view counts, right? Okay, so yeah, there's some bots in the chat right now, right? But if I was to count the accounts here that I know are not bots, not counting myself, let's see, I see 1. Okay, those are bots. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bot. I'm not sure about. No, I don't think that's a bot. We'll call that 7. 8 bot. 9 bot, 10. But the view count says 5.
How does that make sense?
It doesn't.
Which is no longer counting lurkers.
Yeah, they sporadically count lurkers, you know.
I guess I just don't think about it.
Well, you know, it's just frustrating because like they don't come through on raids properly, and it's disrespectful to people who were just relaxing and watching a stream who don't want to use the chat. I did get a very interesting email from Twitch just a little while ago about an event that you can enable. Hey, Moogle, called. And by the way, that view count that I gave you, that's lagged, so that didn't count either EB, Moogle, or Riddle who just came in.
Oh, all your favorites.
Yeah. So apparently, it's called Streamerversary, where you can celebrate the anniversary of when you made affiliate or partner.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm seeing this in my email now too.
And you get increased 20% revenue, 5% chat participation. I don't know what that means, and chat visibility increased by 2%. Not sure what that means either. But you pick a date, and it's like a thing that you can do, and everybody gets like party hats and special emotes and stuff.
Hey, I'll take a party hat.
I like party hats.
Yeah. It's like one of the badges that you can have. You know. But how y'all doing, Moogle, Riddle, EB? I mean, EB and Moogle, we saw you not too long ago for shoot the water. Or as I call it, reverse Splatoon.
Were you washing the playground clean of its sins?
Somebody sinned bad in that playground. Yeah, okay, so the first level I did was, because I'm doing career mode, right? And this game is dope, Jesse. I cleaned up the van, and that's like the van that you use, right? And then the second one is like somebody's backyard, and the letter you get is like saying, man, I don't know what they was doing in this backyard. They must have been breeding boars or some shit, you know? Or no, breeding, what do they say, breeding rhinos? And I went back there, and I had never seen it. I'm like, oh my god. This is gonna take a while, you know? But that's cool. But what were you doing back here?
So it's like Mario Sunshine, but real.
It's more of what I hoped from Mario Sunshine, because Mario Sunshine became a little platformy, and I was hoping for it to lean more into the unique idea of Mario cleaning the island, you know? But I don't know. I think it's really fun, and it doesn't really have music, so I just play like I am now, like a playlist, you know, of copyright-free music.
I believe the lore of oh god, that game.
Oh, I know. Yeah, Power Wash. Yeah, there's a volcano causing it all.
There's a giant volcano somewhere.
Yeah.
Which. Well,
you could.
Everything is constantly dirty.
You can see the volcano.
Because the volcano is like constantly.
Yeah, it's the pyroclastic
lightly
flow.
spewing ash.
Yeah, but you could see the volcano. We figured that out. We also think that we're not on Earth because the sun looks weird.
I believe that.
Right?
So
I think it's like
Power Wash Sim has lore.
Yes.
Yes, it has like, dude. There's a Final Fantasy VII DLC.
There is,
and there's a Tomb Raider DLC.
What?
You know, yeah, it's so cool, and it's like when I was like downloading it, because I had to quit. Unfortunately, had to quit Dragon Quest Builders because the emulation wasn't holding up with a certain boss battle. No. Yeah, it was giving me like really nasty graphical glitches, and I looked it up, and it was just whenever an enemy does a certain spell, everything turns blue, and there's nothing you can really do about it other than turn it off and turn it on again. And it happened like a bunch of times in a row, and it also said that the last boss also causes that, and I was like not quite even in the I was at the end of the 3rd chapter. There's 4 chapters. So I was like, all right, let's put
me blue.
I know, it was such a good game. So let's put a pin in this until it's either released on Steam or they fix that issue, right? So, I was like, let's fire up Power Wash Simulator because that was the next Wednesday game on the list. And I'm like, holy shit, it's 7 gigs. Why is it 7 gigs when it's like some fucking Unity asset game? And somebody in the chat goes, yeah, there's a lot of content. And I'm like, I could believe it. So, I squirted all over a playground today.
Nice.
Nice. Nice. Squirting my hose.
There is also multiplayer in
yes, there is. And I've had a few people who have offered, like, if something's taking too long to jump on and help me with, but I'm like, I don't know, that I feel like it would go too fast then.
So you can squirt all over each other, okay?
You can squirt all over each other, I mean, maybe for like a really big job, but I think next week I might definitely open up the chat, like for voice chat,
Oh.
Because that might be a lot of fun. If you're around Wednesday afternoon, Jesse, you can pop on there, watch me squirt all over. I've got the haunted house to do next, and also there's like a golf cart or something that I got to clean off. We finished the playground. The playground was fun.
Yeah, it's a playground.
Yeah, so the guy with the backyard was all like, oh yeah, my girls are itching to go out and play in the backyard, but I don't want them literally itching. Yeah. And then with the playground, the guy's like, it's fine. I think it's fine, but, there's a bunch of kids are getting rashes and dermatitis, and they say it's because the playground's so dirty. I don't really believe it. But let's hose it off just to be sure. So I change it from, like, the whole playground's black with grime, right?
Oh.
I get it all cleaned off. It's all sorts of colors, and then the guy was like, after seeing it, I can say that there might have been a few flecks of dirt in there.
He's just being modest.
And then he says... Yeah, I never realized how many colors there were in the world, though. Perhaps too many.
You got all the bad ones.
Yeah, Grimer jizzed all over the place.
I gotta reinstall this game. I really do.
It's fun. It's I've always wanted to power wash. So.
Yeah, I uninstalled a bunch of stuff that I wasn't actively playing to kind of like clear some room on my desktop.
7 gigs is a lot of space,
So maybe that one's worth a reinstall.
Speaking of gigs, I saw this picture on Facebook that was like somebody made like I would almost say like a giant, almost like a coffee table made out of like PlayStation memory cards. And it was just this big friggin' huge brick of PlayStation memory cards. And it says, for all the kids who see this and are asking how many gigs this is 512 of God's own megabytes.
Ooh.
Something like that. All right, it's 7 o'clock. I'm ready to rock. Let's switch over here. We're gonna kill the music. We're gonna murder the music, and we're gonna get started. So, welcome to the List Critics Remastered, everybody. I have, as always, with me, Jesse Armageddon Time.
Fist City Fisters.
Fist City Fisters, indeed. And as our special guest for the month of April, we have Elise Explosion.
Howdy, y'all.
Okay. And we're going to start, as we always do every single time, with... Well, they're not even calling it Tumblr Gets Deep anymore, but we're going to call it that anyway. From
We still need to go deep.
Yeah, we need to go deeper. They're calling it just viral Tumblr posts now. Which is, that's not as fun, right?
That's sterilized, man.
Yeah, come on, give me that, get deep.
Get them dirty jeans.
Okay, so number one here, memeguy.com posts this thing. Okay, so it's soap, right? And it's a picture of soap, and it says how to use. If you really don't know how, then we suggest you find someone you really like and invite them into the shower with you to demonstrate.
Hey.
And oh bye. And Meme Guy says, I didn't know. Oh, it's body wash. I didn't know body wash could be so sexy and condescending. And then Peekaboo says, every time I see this post, I think it's a fire extinguisher, and I get really confused.
Oh no!
Why would you think it's a? I mean, first of all, it's pink. Have you ever seen any pink fire extinguishers?
I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of things dyed pink.
Yeah, but not a fire extinguisher. Yeah, there you go. Usually fire extinguishers, red, silver,
Yeah,
I've seen
fairly standard colors.
because the colors tell you what kind of fires to use them on. Like the red ones, you can pretty much use on anything.
Well, what if you come up upon a pink fire? You need the pink fire extinguisher. Duh.
Well, wouldn't the pink fire extinguisher? Now, are you saying that it's a pink fire extinguisher or it's a pink fire extinguisher?
Both.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So the color matches to specifically extinguish the flames.
So what? So what are the silver fire extinguishers for then?
Silver fire. Come on.
I've never seen silver fire. I've seen those.
Neither have I.
Okay. Number 2. LeMayonade says, my favorite video game quest trope is help us. They are stealing our ancient artifact. Thank you for helping us. As a reward, you may have our ancient artifact. And 6 Cube says the ancient artifact was less important than having agency in its distribution. And Suinaside says nothing is more important than keeping it out of the hands of the British Museum.
No, it belongs in a museum.
The British Museum
would just make it.
They have a rather negative reputation for stealing artifacts.
Yeah.
Alice, it turns out that the silver extinguishers are specifically for grease fires.
Yeah.
So they have a specific type of foam in them.
Yeah, but I've never seen a silver fire.
Yeah, exactly.
It used to be that they just had water in them, that is true, but too many people got injured or killed using them in electrical fires, and I don't think they have water in them anymore. All right. It's very easy, by the way, to get blocked by the British Museum on Twitter.
Ow.
Just ask them how many artifacts they've stolen today, and they'll block you. It's very easy. Oh, see, Evie just brought that up. Okay, so number 3, Frog MP3 says, fuck iron supplements. I'm about to just start eating staples. And Albino Rhino 78 says, what if you're allergic to fruit? What?
What?
And then Frog MP3 says, man, what? I said staples. I'm so confused. What fruit could you confuse the word staples for? Or what looks like the word
Maybe somebody said it out loud, but they said it really bad, and they thought it said apples.
Yeah, that's what Alice is thinking, that maybe they thought apples. I don't know. That's wow. Number 4, Kuwait Mage says, Celsius is so low res, y'all have like 3 possible numbers it can be outside. And Elf Ear Enthusiast says, we're the retro gamers of temperature. Great Lord Fluffernutter says, Fahrenheit lets me pick an outfit based solely on the 10 digits. Meanwhile, you tell a Celsius user it's going to be in the 10s today, and they have no clue what length of pants to wear. Is the 20s a pleasant walk or a day you should go swimming? Meanwhile, Fahrenheit says it's in the 70s, and I know exactly what to expect today. But for science, use Kelvin like a real man. Then Catty Catitude says, look guys, there's nothing inherently better about either temperature system. It's literally what you grow up with. It's all made up. You only think Fahrenheit is easier because you grew up with it, and the only reason you don't understand Celsius is because you didn't. As someone who grew up with Celsius and had to learn Fahrenheit, it's still much more intuitive for me to tell temperature in Celsius. A toddler with no previous exposure to either temperature system would not give a shit which one you use because they won't understand either of them. As you grow up to learn to associate a certain outside feel with the arbitrary number with either a C or an F behind it, it's literally just about familiarity. All my friends who grew up outside the US prefer Celsius. It's just about what's easier for you to use. Now, there's a reply, but I just want to say I bet this person's great at parties.
Yeah.
And then
I was starting to fall asleep.
Yeah. Kuwait Mage, who's the original poster, says, I respect what you're going for here, but I don't make inflammatory posts about inconsequential bullshit to reach some kind of compromise or consensus. Pick up a steel chair and go apeshit on somebody.
There we go.
Thank you. And by the way, I just want to say, because I do prefer Fahrenheit, and I know that it's like less scientific or whatever, which is bullshit, but if you think about it, Celsius is, if you look at the 0 to 100, is based on how water feels, whereas Fahrenheit, it's based on how a human being feels. So I relate to that more,
That's one way of looking at it.
Yeah. Like 50 is halfway hot. It's temperate. It's right in the middle. You know what I mean? That to me makes sense. In Celsius, you might as well be on fire at that point.
Oh Lord, 50 degrees?
Yeah, you would be on fire basically. You'd melt.
Practically.
Okay, number 5, Venus Electrificata something says, not sure. This has always been my bane, is that Tumblr usernames don't have spaces. Not sure if this will make sense to anyone besides me, but the antidote to negativity is not positivity, it's warmth. Positivity tells a sad person that there is no reason to be sad. Warmth asks the sad person if they want to go get some ice cream. And then Aries Skittle says, been a moment since I saw this. Glad it's back on my dash when I needed it. That is Tumblr getting deep right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but ice cream is cold. There's no warmth there.
Unless it's fried ice cream.
Well, that is mostly cold.
That's true.
I've had fried ice cream many times. There's a little bit of hot and a lot of cold.
That is a good getting deep, though.
It is a good getting deep, and it is true, you know, like saying, oh, cheer up, emo boy, is not as helpful as, hey, do you want some ice cream?
Walk it off.
Yeah. Oh, God. All right, number 6. Oh, here's a blast from the past, Jesse. It's homunculus argument.
Oh!
We've seen this person many times on List Critics. Homunculus Argument says, this is just a list that they posted. 1, get 5 people drunk as shit. 2, set them on a quest. 3, come back 18 hours later or however long it takes for you to herd them all back together. 4, go through everyone's accounts of everything that happened last night and then write them all down. 5, take everything at face value and assume everything to be true. 6, if 2 individuals' accounts are the same incident vary or contradict, assume that these are separate incidents. If one of them said they fought 3 cops and another one says there were 4, assume they faced off 7 police officers with a brief interval. 7, also take everything they thought at the time at face value. If one of them fell into a hole and for 5 minutes everyone thought they died, but then they climbed back up again, this individual naturally briefly died and then came back from the dead. Edit the scriptures for clarity and file it in a secure place. This is how history is written and legends are made. I mean, literally, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like the Bible.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, right?
But man, that's a lot of work.
Well, I mean,
effort.
You can't just start a religion, easily.
No.
It takes a little bit of thought. Number 7, Heresy Log says, accidentally converts all the men and women I date. And then at least it's not asbestos says, to MP3? And then Heresy Log says, your boyfriend? When I took him out of the file, I accidentally zipped it. Yeah, no, that file's corrupted and he can't be extracted. And EB brings up that it also usually takes a lot of money to start a religion.
God needs money now.
Number 8, Royal Handmaiden says, people new to Tumblr angry about being blocked or writing huge paragraphs about why they chose to block someone. Like, I promise you, it's not that deep. I once blocked someone because their blog was obnoxiously orange, and I hate the color orange. And then Dragon Small replies with hashtag OP after I reblog this, I'm blocking you because I fucking love orange. And then Botster posts a little hastily drawn comic strip with a little kitty cat saying, why did they stop talking to me? Am I boring? Am I orange? That didn't need that last part.
No,
not at all.
I will say it is very true. People, you can just block whoever the hell you want on Tumblr. Nobody will know. Nobody will care. Especially
care. Okay, number 9, Peasley says, you're telling me a gingerbread this man? Yeah, where riddle that. And then Adam Bomb Tom says, this post actually made me consider my mortality. I'm going to die one day. Oh my God. And then Peasley says, good evening? I don't quite understand where that went, but okay.
Oh, gingerbread man.
It took you that long to get that?
Nope.
Okay. All right, number 10.
Me shrimp fried this rice?
Yeah, exactly. Number 10. Hey, did you see the thing in that Apple said the other day, Riddle, about Orion? It's just Orion's belt is just a big waste of space. 3 stars.
Waste.
Yeah. 0, 3, and I give it 3 stars. Cats love to nibble sweet oats. Post a picture of a display of a cat food that's called Cats Love to Nibble Sweet Oats. And then they said, Cats love to nibble sweet oats. Hashtag cats love to nibble sweet oats.
Oh God.
Hey guys, I think cats might love to nibble sweet oats.
Man, these are the sweetest oats.
Why does this exist? All right, number 11. So Desolation Lesbian, fantastic name. Just want to say that.
Nice.
Desolation Lesbian here says, I cannot put into words how much I fucking loathe the fact that when you search something on YouTube now, it will randomly intersperse blocks of people also watched and for you into the results. That's not what I searched for, YouTube. I typed in a search query because I wanted to see search results, not random unrelated garbage you have placed in my way, apparently to either inconvenience me or force me to scroll further for actual results. I despise your wretched little games, and every time I see it, I can only instantly close the tab as I am overcome with the urge to burn something down. Wow, okay. And then Macadamia Nut says, I despise your wretched little games perfectly conveys how I feel about the entire algorithm attention economy. And then Homie Kayomi says, God, the entire idea of attention economy is so fucking dystopian, but that's exactly what it is, and it pains me.
And we are in it.
Mm-hmm. That is a good Tumblr got deep.
That is an extremely deep Tumblr. You could fit a lot of liquid in that Tumblr.
I hate how on the For You section, it's like the only thing in common with search results that I've had is like a letter, a word, and they have nothing to do with anything I've looked for.
If you watch one video, you will be shown variants of that video for like the next few months. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so number 12, Cosmogry posts this meme of classical paintings of plaintive-looking white people with the cycle of yearn, ponder, notice patterns, repeat.
I like that.
I like it too.
Fun little circle.
Yeah. Number 13, Shrek Yourself says, they posted a picture from that horrible Cat in the Hat movie that shouldn't have happened, but it did. Where he's saying, I'll get you and it'll look like a bloody accident. Shut up, I mean it. I will end you. This is the spectacular dialogue from the Cat in the Hat. And then Monkey Wiki says, Jim Carrey Grinch was chaotic neutral, but Mike Myers Cat in the Hat was just straight up chaotic evil. And then Necroomnomnomicon, fantastic, says, did you know that this movie is the reason why the Seuss estate won't allow any more live-action adaptations of Dr. Seuss books? And I did know that, actually.
Oh, yes, I did not.
They were so horrified. Apparently, almost all of the actual content of the movie was... my webcam just froze. I'll fix that in a second. But it was all footage of Mike Myers fucking around that he didn't realize was going to be actually in the movie.
Oh, no.
All right, I'm unplugging the webcam.
Oh, no wonder it's awful.
I'm plugging the webcam back in. And you know what? Let me do this through Streamlabs because it's like fucking up right now. I just noticed that the light was off and that the actual webcam thing was frozen. So let me go into properties here and disable it. And then let's activate it. Hey, here we are. Hi, guys.
Hello.
All right. But yeah, apparently he was fucking around and they were filming it and he was like, that's not going to wind up in the movie. And then that was basically the whole movie.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Number 14, Viking Official says, one time in driver's ed, training was stopped in the middle of nowhere by the highway, off the highway, at a combination KFC and Taco Bell. Guy in the counter was wearing a Taco Bell hat and asked KFC or Taco Bell before I said anything. So I said, KFC. And this fucker dipped behind the counter and reappeared with a KFC hat on instead. I mean, if you could do that, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Number 15, Bread Lesbian says, I still do not understand what possessed so many well-respected actors to do the Spy Kids movies. Like, did they pay really well? Did they want these beautiful, terrible movies to be a blemish on their career forever? Why? Antonio Banderas did so many high-profile movies that in Spy Kids he looked like this, and there's a picture of him in Spy Kids, just glaring. I think the answer to that question is probably a chance to work with Robert Rodriguez.
Not only that, but maybe for the money and for kids, like maybe for his kids, if he has any, or just kids in general, appeal to a wider audience.
And as EB points out, a lot of them were. I'm sorry, Lisa. I'll let you go in a second. They were usually people who were his friends, Robert Rodriguez's friends.
Ah.
I believe that Danny Trejo said that he did them specifically so that his children could watch a movie with him in it.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Because literally everything else he's done has been, well, a Danny Trejo movie.
Yeah.
So,
how about the disturbing aspect of Machete Kills having the little girl from Spy Kids who is the same character except she was trying to be all sexy?
What?
That was
I haven't
weird.
Seen that
yeah.
one.
Yeah, she's older obviously, but she was trying to play like this action chick who wasn't wearing a whole lot of wasn't playing a lot of clothes, you know, and I'm just thinking
vibe.
Because Machete was in Spy Kids and they I think they even called him like Uncle Machete. It's just like you said, a weird vibe, right? Okay, number 16, Blood Raven 55. Wow, Blood Raven 55. Who brought you over from LiveJournal? Damn. Blood Raven 55 says that some people respond to any well-foreshadowed reveal with, that plot twist was so predictable, proves bad faith criticism has rotted their brains to the point they think it's bad writing if they can correctly identify information the writers were intentionally giving them. An excellent point, I might add.
Not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, there is something to a good twist that you don't see coming, and then upon further, you know, like watching it again or whatever, you see the foreshadowing that you missed before. But if you see it, that's not bad.
No.
You know?
Yeah, they're setting it up. That's Chekhov's gun and all that stuff.
Yeah. Unless you're watching Lost, in that case, they're just making that shit up as they're going along, you know?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of media literacy that has been lost over the years, and that is one that goes specifically with it.
Yes.
Maybe everybody's trying to analyze everything all the time now.
Exactly.
But also, but what Elise is saying also that they also don't analyze anything. You know, it goes both ways. Media literacy is there's such thing as over-analysis of things that don't need to be analyzed at all, and there's things that are designed to be analyzed that people are taking in only on the most superficial level. Dumbass.
Like Fight Club.
Well, yeah. I mean, Fight Club was definitely very misunderstood, and it's interesting that there were so many self-professed fans of it that were so toxic, and then they missed the point that they were the joke about it, you know.
Interesting.
All right, number 17, Charles Oberon just says, hashtag, who gives a fuck about an Oxford comma? My parents, comma, Jesus and Barack Obama. Get it?
Yeah.
Okay, I like Oxford comma memes. Obviously, you don't. That'd be a weird upbringing. All right. Jesus and Barack Obama were your two dads.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Literally. Hey.
Oh, hey. Let me be clear. All right. Number 18, Odessa Edmondson just posts two pictures. One is showing from the Lord of the Rings films a picture of Faramir in armor, and it says, $94 million budget, Gondor at its weakest, and then on the other side is Elendil from the Rings of Power, and it says $1 billion budget, Numenor at its most powerful, and he's, you know, wearing much less armor, which is kind of, who cares? It's interesting because Elendil wasn't exactly riding off to war in this scene, but okay. And a frog bip a small beastie. Somebody chose that as their username, by the way. A frog bip a small beastie. And I want to point out that frog is spelt with two G's and an E. It says, this side-by-side comparison sure is something. And then Anise and Spearmint. That's a weird combination.
Ooh.
Says, on the one side we have gorgeously handcrafted armor, looks like actual plate, the white tree of Gondor, clear and easy to see, and echoed on the pauldrons, and even repressed into his belt, which is folded into a lovely knot to hold it into place. The chainmail is real chainmail, and over there's some good wear on it. It looks like oh, that was Boromir? Oh, that is Boromir. It's from that weird flashback scene. Where was I? Boromir has owned and worked and lived in this armor. On the other hand, We have stuff that looks like it was created for a shoestring budgeted made-for-TV Camelot production. It's clearly plastic, and what the fuck is that length that leaves a huge swath of its vital organs unprotected? The symbol is printed on it, not even embossed, and so poorly you can't even tell what it's supposed to be. It looks, as far as I can tell, like someone smushed a bunch of pseudo-Celtic symbols together. Those shoulder things are not pauldrons. They seem to be some half-assed attempt at coin-style chainmail, maybe? I have no idea what that shirt is. It looks like maybe the designers were going for a type of gambeson, but it's just way too thin. It all looks like they were hitting the Halloween sale at Party City for supplies. So, okay, so, Rings of Power didn't have the greatest costumes, but, bro, are you serious?
I was going to say, is this a fair comparison?
It's not, especially since, as I pointed out, Elendil was not, exactly riding off to war in that scene. That's just what he was wearing, walking around Numenor, so...
Yeah, dude wasn't even prepped yet.
All right, number 19. Sonic Kitty says, I was on the subway today, and when the train got delayed, this little kid was like, fuck. And a liberal chorus of grown-ups went, hey. And then the red Crayola says, let him say fuck. And the tiny gingerbread girl says, I was at a crossing once, and a kid's dad said, and we have to wait for the green man. And the 30 people on this crossing all stood waiting for the green man just to prove to this kid that that's what you do. I've never seen anyone wait for the green man on this crossing before. You just go when it's clear, but everyone waited. And then Devandum says, corollary to It Takes a Village is that you're going to get a village whether you ask for it or not.
Oh, that's a good deep.
That is an interesting point that I hadn't thought of.
I'm sorry, but I was just distracted. I was picturing Charlie Day as Green Man.
Good God. All right, number 20, Molly James says, trades my imperfect flesh for the immortality of the machine. Rusts. Womp, 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 womp.
Got him.
All right, number 21, that needed that, Bad Time Daniel face to it, that old meme format.
Oh, yeah.
Vague yet menacing says, why do 90% of all medicines sound like cool wizard names? It is I, Zyrtec the Almighty.
Zyrtec. Yeah, maybe.
Zyrtec the Almighty. All right, number 22, Mr. El Guapo says, we've blindfolded 15 homophobes and asked them to hit piñatas with a stick. The piñatas were actually deadly Asian giant hornet nests. What happens next will warm your heart.
Aww.
And then Gracie Loves Jesus says, this is disgusting bigotry against Christians at its finest. Okay, so...
Nobody said Christians.
Yeah, nobody mentioned that.
No?
Yeah, that's telling on yourself there a little bit, don't you think?
It's a hard left.
Yeah. And then Procrastimonium says, I love the part where this post never mentioned Christians, but you saw the word homophobe and jumped to your own defense anyway. Self-burn. Those are rare. All right, number 23, Night Owlet says, do y'all think siblings in medieval times would look at the little beasts in illuminated manuscripts and point at each other like, ha, 'tis thou?
It's you.
I like that. 'Tis thou. I like that. You cock-a-whoop. All right. Wow, this next one's the reply to that the username is a nightmare. It's Frankiero is my daddy, I think is what it says.
Oh dear.
And they posted a screenshot of I'm not saying this. Points to the devil and the church is glass to my sister. I think he shall make a fine groom for thee. Oh my God, 1,000%. People are always people.
People being people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, number 24. And love is enough. Well, they're reblogging something from Hungwy that says people born in 2000 should be like 12 to 14 now, but they're not. That's how fucked up our world is now. And then How Not to Be Human says the older this post gets, the funnier it becomes.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
It was likely posted when Tumblr was new back in 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
And therefore the longer that the Tumblr denizens keep that one going, the funnier it gets.
But I think what Jesse's saying, and I kind of feel this, is that it wasn't funny at the first point.
On initial post.
Yeah. Oh, certainly. It definitely got better with age.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
And then finally, number 25 posts a picture from one of the Scooby-Doo movies where Daphne and the other girl are they're on all fours.
Velma.
Yeah, Velma. There you go. Facing each other, and the caption just says "intimacy with another person," which this is why I couldn't sit through these movies. And then Squad Momalicia says, "Quick, someone who's never seen Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, explain what's happening." And then Alex Andot says, "Not possible. Everyone's seen Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed."
Oh, the live actions.
Yeah, I haven't seen it because I tried to sit through the first one and I got bored and I turned it off, and then I'm not gonna watch the
good
second
ones.
one. I'm not gonna watch the second one if I can't even sit through the first one. Although I have to say that I could barely sit through Harold and Kumar, but I liked the second one.
I've only seen the second one.
Yeah. The second one, Guantanamo Bay, that was really funny. The first one was just wacky. Oh, and there's actually one more. Even though it said 25, there's 26.
Bonus.
Yeah. Kim Jong Chil says, I need feminism because when Jesus does a magic trick, it's a goddamn miracle. But when a woman does a magic trick, she gets burned at the stake. And then Matt the Euphonium says, fabulous. And then Talk the Watchdog says, I mean, they did also kill Jesus. That was a pretty significant thing that happened. Like, I understand where you're coming from here, but they did very much kill Jesus.
Yeah.
And then,
That's classic.
And then Counterpunches just tops it off with hashtag Happy Good Friday.
Very nice.
And that posted on the 25th of March, so in 2016, so there's a very good chance that actually was Good Friday.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, out of 26, there was some ups, some downs. Overall, I kind of want to throw up. Give it a 20. What do you guys say?
21.
I was going to say like a 17.
17. Oh, harsh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, after Tumblr Gets Deep is where we give our guest hosts a chance to read us a list. And Elise, I believe you have something for us.
I do, actually. And this is kind of funny because this is actually something that I have been working on for a video.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
Because I attempted to think of a list of the most lickable rocks.
That was my suggestion, yes.
Yeah, but I have been very burnt out by work, and the more I need to think about a rock, the less I want to.
And just because I'm sure Jesse is wondering what the fuck we're talking about, Elise is a geologist.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. It makes sense in context, but only barely so.
I can exhale.
Like,
okay, she's a little normal. Not really. So
if you were normal, I wouldn't have invited you on.
Touche. So I have been working on a list for what I'm calling Barbie Month coming up.
Because of the movie, yeah.
Exactly. And this is a list of the top 20 weirdest licensed Barbies.
Oh, this will be cool.
So is this going to be like in the 90s they had like all kinds of crazy Batman toys that didn't make sense, like they'd have like Aztec Batman and
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Very much so, but these are going to be ones that are tied into a brand that is not specifically Barbie.
So like Chipotle Barbie or something.
Yes.
Okay.
Right along those lines.
Okay. Marlboro Barbie's a good one.
Yeah.
I kind of hope that's real. I could see that being something that they would have done in the 70s.
Yeah, and actually, go ahead.
Maybe even like the 50s, like when Barbie was just kind of getting going.
So, fun fact about that one. There is a possibly licensed Barbie from the early 60s that's some sort of steel company, but nobody is sure whether it is an official Mattel licensed product or if it was the steel company themselves, or aluminum company themselves being like, oh yeah, we're going to just give out a bunch of Barbie dolls wearing tinfoil to people. It'll be great. These are a bit more modern. I'm pretty sure these are all at least 90s to early 2000s.
So none of it is like brought to you by Bayer brand heroin,
Right. So number 20 is the Raggedy Ann and Andy, Tommy and Kelly. Tommy and Kelly are
Okay.
the little like toddlers, basically.
I have to take your, but at least that's another doll.
Yeah, exactly. That's why that's
Makes
the
sense.
lowest on the list.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, but makes sense. Number 19 is SpongeBob Barbie.
Oh no.
I mean, SpongeBob is. You know, it's interesting when people bring up how long The Simpsons has been around and how it's like eternal. It's like, do you realize also how long SpongeBob has been around?
Yeah.
It's
SpongeBob.
ancient.
Yeah. 1999, I believe.
Yeah.
So number 18, I said Walt Disney World Barbies, but there is very specifically one where she is wearing a short skirt and a midriff top.
I mean, it's
Huh?
hot. It's hot in
It's hot in
Florida.
Florida.
You know.
I guess so. I was there. It does get pretty hot.
Yeah.
Number 17 is Campbell's Soup Barbie.
The Andy
Now that's-
Warhol collection.
No, that's the randomness I was looking for.
Yes. They get better. Number 16.
But wait. What is
sorry.
the Campbell Soup Barbie like? Where like what is the like? Is it like just a shirt that says Campbell Soup or like what? Does it come with a little can or like what's the deal there? I have to know.
So she is in fact wearing a very modern chic outfit. It's the Campbell's Alphabet Soup Barbie. And she is surrounded by school supplies for some reason. It is the I'm
That's-
going to school.
That's
It's
so weird.
It makes very little sense.
Yeah, that didn't get
getting Barbie at
context.
the soup store.
Yeah, why are you buying dolls at the soup store?
All right. Number 16 is the Tickle Me Elmo TMX Barbie.
What does the TMX signify?
So TMX was the extreme Tickle Me Elmo
Oh no.
that came out.
What?
Yeah. Yes.
Tickle me extreme.
You know, considering what happened with the guy that plays Elmo, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So
Oh yeah, that guy.
yeah, Barbie in general is wearing a very Elmo-inspired outfit. She has an Elmo shirt on, an Elmo belt buckle,
Elmo.
Elmo socks.
I never thought I would hear those three words in
Elmo
that
belt
order.
buckle. Yes.
I mean-
And she does, in fact, come with her own little Tickle Me Elmo.
And next we have the St. Elmo's Fire Barbie.
Very good.
Well, number 15 is the Mulder and Scully Barbie and Ken set.
I was really not that far off.
No,
huh?
you weren't.
Oh, wow. I mean,
I don't know. That makes sense.
That's kinda-
That's a good tie.
that's kind of cute though. The X-Files.
Yeah, it's one of those that there
Is
are
this-
actually two versions of it.
Is this
so
the-
there's a 90s version.
Is this the episode where Skipper gets the flesh-eating virus?
On the front of the box it says the truth is in here.
Oh my god.
Now, number 14, I refer to her as the unfortunate connotation Oreo Barbie.
Oh no.
And she is the Black Barbie in this variant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
So,
Black on the outside, white on the inside.
yes.
They couldn't just make a new character that was black. Wow.
No, it's yeah, and there is a white version of the doll, but very
Yeah.
clearly the black doll is the
You know,
one that is
I-
the most.
I don't think any black person has ever had a child and then said, "Let's name her Barbie," because I think they know better. Because it's a terrible name.
There's like a
But-
predestination with that name.
Yeah, it's stripper usually.
Skipper,
yeah.
stripper, you know.
The fun time about that one is that that doll came out in 2001.
Wow.
So they
dude.
probably should have known better at that.
I mean, I would have thought 1971, but
Right?
you know, I was just thinking about because the whole stripper name thing. I was like, why is Bambi a stripper name?
Yeah, well, I think
Good
of the
question.
deer.
Because Bambi's a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why did that become the name of like a ditzy stripper in like pop culture? You know?
I'm
That's a damn good question.
Yeah, Bambi was a dude.
List critics gets deep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's how we roll. Okay.
Way to go, Necro.
Yeah.
All right, so the next two are pretty standard. Number 13 are the series of Hard Rock Cafe Barbies.
I think my sister
yeah.
had one of those.
They're great. I
Yeah.
love them. I actually have one myself, and she's the rockabilly girl. Comes with an upright bass. Love her.
Does she have a pomp?
She does.
Yes.
And that was mostly included because the lead singer of is the
Stray
Horror
Cats?
Pops, I believe,
Oh.
actually kind of sued because she was concerned that they were using her as inspiration without credit.
Oh,
I
I'm waiting.
like the Horror Pops.
I'm waiting for the the Barbie with the Karen haircut called "Wants to Talk to the Manager" Barbie.
Oh gosh, she does have fabulous tattoos, Evie. She's fabulous.
Yeah.
I love this doll. Then number 12, along a similar line, are the Harley Davidson Barbies. But
my parents
mostly the
like
Harley
those.
Davidson Ken,
Okay.
because the concept of Ken as a rough and tumble Harley rider is not really a
No.
mental image that I can conjure.
I think when
No.
little girls had they took their brother's motorcycle or the Thundercat mobile or whatever, they would put G.I. Joe on it and he would go pick up Barbie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ken wears an ascot.
Yeah, Ken was at brunch. He didn't know what the fuck was going on.
So, number
Ascot.
11. Number 11 is Shopping Time Barbie, also known as the Walmart Barbie, because she does, in fact, come with Walmart shopping bags.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Hey, she wants to make big savings.
Yeah. And it's funny because like some of these dolls are on the list because the dolls themselves look absolutely batshit. Some of them are more the brand that it's
the
partnered
idea,
with.
yeah.
This is very, very specifically the brand that was partnered
was
with.
this from the era of Smiley Face Walmart or is it
Yes.
Yellow Butthole Walmart?
It is smiley face Walmart
Okay.
through and through.
Yeah, because the Yellow Butthole would have been funnier.
Very much so. Number 9, we have McDonald's Barbie. There are several of those. There's like McDonald's play sets for Barbie. There's ones where Barbie is working at McDonald's. You know, fine. It's standard brand tie-in. But then you go straight to number 8, which is the McDonald's NASCAR Barbie.
How does that go together?
I guess it is based more so on the NASCAR driver. I think it's Jeff Gordon. Don't quote me. I don't know enough about racing. But the one driver that drives the McDonald's car.
Oh, because that was his sponsor. Okay, I got you.
I kind of hope there's a McDonald's Land Barbie. I want to see her shaking hands with Grimace.
I want to see her choke slam Grimace.
No, wait. Now, is this going to be like modern Grimace, or is this going to be like old Grimace with 6 arms?
Both at the same time.
Stealing your milkshakes.
Both at the same time.
Ah, I like it. And bring in Uncle O'Grimacy for a good measure.
Yeah.
All right, then we have number 7 is Got Milk Barbie, just because...
Does she just have like the white mustache?
She doesn't, which is a
What is
opportunity.
the point then? If you're not gonna do that,
she is in fact wearing a cow print romper though, and comes with a milk straw.
Like a life-size milk straw?
Yeah, like a straw for little kids to drink their milk with. It's cute, but yeah,
Like milk, love life.
I'm gonna restrain myself from the comments I can make about the cow print Barbie.
Yeah, I think my brain is going in the same direction that yours is right now, but I don't want your stream to get censored.
And I feel like Alice is as well, so we're all thinking what we're thinking.
That's why she's on the list. Then number 6, we have Tommy and Kelly make their return, but this time they are Grease, you know, the musical.
Oh.
Wait, and how old are they supposed to be?
Toddlers, and the one of them is let's put it nicely, this tarted up as Olivia Newton-John.
Oh no! At the end of the movie.
At the end of the movie.
Tell me more.
Yeah. No, tell me less. Yeah. How is Grease getting a prequel series? Who wanted that?
Oh, nobody asked for that.
Yeah, it's
nobody asked for that.
I've been seeing ads for it all over Paramount Plus. You know, when you said Tommy and Kelly for a second, I had a moment of mild panic. I don't know if anybody saw it on the webcam because I thought you were going to say Tommy and Pamela.
Oh no!
Ooh, what a tie-in!
That would be a weird. You know, you buy the dream house, the boat, the video camera.
No.
I think there is a Baywatch Barbie. Yeah, there is a Baywatch Barbie, but she's sure not appearing in this film.
I just sent EB.
Number 5 is Troll Barbie. Not Internet Troll Barbie, but Treasure Troll Barbie.
Like the troll dolls?
Yes, I
Okay.
had this one as a kid,
Okay.
and it's mostly because the design decisions on this one. She's got a baseball shirt sort of thing, the ones with like the white shirt part and then the sleeves are a different color.
Mm-hmm.
The sleeves are treasure troll printed, and then her pants are the same pattern as her sleeves.
See, now when
And
I think of troll dolls, I think of this like weird naked gnome with a mohawk.
yeah, those exact ones. And she has them for earrings as well. It's an inspired choice. Thank you, 1993.
But does she have a mohawk or?
No, but the troll
would-
doll's hair is detachable so that she can add it to her outfit.
Oh, boo!
That's-
no
that's
realism.
Not very
in art.
not very daring now.
No.
Boo.
Right. Whoa, hang on. Click the wrong button. Number 4 is Craft Treasures Barbie, most notable for her Cheezosaurus Rex t-shirt.
Oh.
This was one where you had to like send away, like I guess you eat enough macaroni and cheese and you send in your box tops and you can get it. It is very ridiculous looking, very 90s, but the Cheezosaurus Rex shirt is really what pushes it over the edge for me.
Oh my god.
It's-
Cheezosaurus.
Crafting a What?
Now we're getting to the top 3.
Oh no.
Number 3 is Country Charm Barbie, otherwise known as Cracker Barrel Barbie.
Oh, what?
Oh.
And
Does
is...
she come with a menu that's a Bible?
No, but she the doll is packaged so that she is sitting on a rocking chair and
Yes.
playing, the little jump game.
I will admit I've never been to a Cracker Barrel, so.
I've bought 2 of
tolerable.
those chairs before.
They're like the Adirondack chairs. They're pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when you go to a Cracker Barrel, they have one of those like the peg jumping games on
okay.
every table.
Yeah,
So she comes with like that.
the only thing I know about Cracker Barrel is they give you the menu and it's like a newspaper. So many pages.
According to EB, their menu is vastly shortened where they are.
I wonder. Oh wait. Oh, I'm thinking of Cheesecake
Factory, probably.
Oh snap! You're right. Okay, my bad. All right, let's hear number 2.
All right, so number 2 is Shrek Barbie.
Oh,
That
Shrek
real. Wait,
Barbie-
hold on. I have to say that really is number 2.
Shrek Barbie does in fact come with her own set of Shrek ears. And that's what put it over the top for me. Like, this bitch be cosplaying as Shrek.
That's so lame.
It's the worst.
That's so
And
lame.
the new number 1 that I discovered while writing this list out today, it originally had not appeared on any previous version of this list,
Okay.
is
Ooh.
Hog Fun Barbie.
Wait,
No.
did you say hog fun?
No, Pog.
Oh,
as
Pog.
in-
Oh my! Like
Yes.
the little
Milk
milk
caps.
caps. Oh my!
Poggers in chat.
You remember Barbie? She's back
back.
in Pog
Pog
form.
Form.
I was waiting for it to be like NFT Barbie or something.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
God.
So, amusingly enough, most modern Barbie licenses of this sort are restricted to fashion packs. So we don't really get the cool in air quotes,
Yeah.
bizarre licensed dolls. You just can, put
Well, I
Barbie
think-
in a
I think-
Mario t-shirt.
I think they realize that most little girls don't give a fuck about all those brand deals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that, maybe some collector will want it, but that's not
That's
not
more of-
enough sales,
That's more of one brand just talking to another brand.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
Well-
Pog Fun Barbie is...
How many was that? 20?
That was 20.
I'm going to give that a 17.
Respect.
Jesse?
I'm giving that a 19. That was
19.
pretty.
Oh,
That was a
yeah.
pretty fantastical list.
There were a
Thank
few
you.
on there that were a little too normal,
Yeah.
But still, like
There's got to be like I think
concept is weird.
if you go further back, maybe you can find some really fucked up ones. Like I remember seeing a thing on the news where they were talking about really old toys, and there was one where they showed a Ken that had detachable sideburns.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And it was like from the
Yes.
70s. Like I think if you really want to like dig up some weird shit for when you make your video, you got to go a little further back than the 90s because there was some weird
Or
shit.
what if you go all the way back? Did they have something like wash paste Barbie?
Wash paste?
I'm trying to think of like really
Wash
old products. I don't know.
How about
Well,
Urkel,
the point of the
Urkel
list
Barbie?
was specifically to be like licensed Barbies,
Aha.
but I think Baywatch
Okay, good
Barbie
point.
may need to make an appearance on this one. That's for
Baywatch
sure.
Barbie, yeah, definitely. She like the red bathing suit and the slow motion running.
She comes with a dolphin,
Why not?
which that's even worse. I
That's
think.
weird.
That's even better. Does it have an active blowhole? Like you can like
What
put it in the water.
That's
and have it
that's the
sure.
question you ask.
so that you can squirt water and
I swear you're like Beavis. Like, what about the blowhole?
yeah.
AB's talking about a cock ring can. I think we have to move on at this point. All right, I have
You're a
another.
magic man.
I have another list from Pleated Jeans here that I want to feature, and it is 30 parents share the absolute dumbest things their kids have ever done.
Ooh, this should be fun.
Yeah,
I've run into walls before. So
you're blind. You're allowed
Yeah,
to run
but-
into a wall.
I knew the wall was there.
Okay. Were you trying to get to Hogwarts? What was going on?
I appreciate your admitting this.
Well, yeah, I was young and I thought, well, let's see what happens.
You're like J.R.R. Tolkien behind his car. If I charge, they'll scatter. All right, number 1. When my son was 11 years old, he confidently informed me he was pretty sure he knew everything there was to know because he tried to think of something that he didn't know and couldn't think of anything.
That's some good circular thinking.
That's not even a circle. That's like an oval.
It's like you tried, kid.
The rhombus.
Oh, it's a rhombus, yeah. Number 2. When one of my daughters tries to insult the other by telling her how ugly she is, they are identical twins.
Oh, that's not how it works. Sorry,
It's
kid.
not how it works at all, no. Number 3, told my kid that carrots help you see in the dark, and then he went into the basement with a carrot and started waving it around like a flashlight.
Oh,
Oh,
You see him
bless
come
ya.
up like, you're full of crap, Dad.
cute.
Bless you, kid.
This doesn't work. All right, number 4. My 13-year-old son was sniffing really hard and moving his head all around the area he was standing in. Slightly concerned he had lost his mind, I asked him what he was doing. He told me, I farted. I'm trying to smell it all up so you don't have to smell it. He's a thoughtful idiot.
Oh,
Well,
that is. I respect that.
I respect it
Yeah,
too.
you're wrong, but I respect
Yeah.
it.
his
yeah.
heart's in the right place, but his olfactory senses are not.
His brain's not in the right place. I think thoughtful idiot is a good way of putting it. Number 5, I'm the idiot kid, but when I was about 3, after preparing dinner, my mom would leave me alone in the kitchen. After I finished, I would search for some M&Ms to nibble at, knowing I wasn't allowed. Every time after I finished, I would go over to my mom and ask her, did you hear me eating M&Ms in the kitchen? She would always reply yes, and I would always get so frustrated because every time I tried to be as stealthy as possible. I never realized what blew my cover until I grew older.
Oh, that's a good idiot kid moment.
That's
Just
adorable.
Not realizing that you're owning up to your own foibles.
It reminds me of a story I heard about somebody who told their kid every time they lie, a yellow dot appears on their forehead, so the kid would like start covering his forehead whenever he lied.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. All right, number 6. I used to tell my kids not to take off their shoes and socks in the car, especially on short trips. Just leave them on so that we don't have to spend 5 minutes finding them and putting them back on before we run into the store. Imagine a single dad with 2 young kids running around in the car trying to reshoe my children in the grocery store parking lot in the middle of an Arizona summer. Yuck. One day I went into the store and my daughter was missing her shoe. It was nowhere to be found. Daddy, I didn't want you to be mad that my shoe was off, so I threw it out the window. Made sense to a 5-year-old, I guess.
Well, it won't be in the car, hard to find. It'll just be gone.
Yeet. Oh my God. All right, number 7. One day after school, my brother and I met up with my dad. He worked at the school, and the janitor began walking to the parking lot. We passed the elementary building, and the janitor lets out a huge sign about some punk writing their name on the facade. My dad looks over and says, it's the same name as my kid, but at least his name is spelled differently since it has a C on it. Loud gasp. My brother, I forgot the C.
Boy.
He was not the sharpest tool
job.
in the shed.
Good job, kid.
Fantastic. I love it.
Misspelling your own name.
Yeah, wow. And then telling on yourself like that to boot, right? All right, number 8. When my youngest son, who was 10 at the time, was getting his ears checked at the pediatrician, and they found a foreign object in his left ear. Said object was a dead housefly, because he thought sticking a fly in his ear would give him flying powers. He had caught it and shoved it in there alive about a week prior.
Oh, no, thank you.
That's horrifying.
I don't like that at all.
Oh, I don't like that.
Wow, that seems like this is the story we tell, and then later that kid's a serial killer.
Or Brundlefly.
Maybe that too, or it's like that movie, The Fly. Number 9. When I asked my 14-year-old if she could please bring me a piece of cake, she cut it, forgot why, and then ate it.
Sounds like something that I would do.
I got the cake, so...
Teenagers be hungry. Right? That's what happens. Now, you know what I'm thinking, though, is that really that dumb because she ate the cake?
At least you didn't leave it out on the counter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Number 10. My son came to our house to visit. He didn't live with us. We weren't home, but we were on our way home, so he let himself in. We walk in, and he's freaking out about breaking our newly adopted cat or something to that effect. I asked him what she was doing. He looked fine. She looked fine to me. He said she was vibrating when she sat on his lap. This is where he learned about cats purring. He hadn't been around a lot of cats, so I don't know.
Aww.
I broke the cat.
Oh, that's adorable.
But just think, we don't know how old this kid was. He was old enough to come visit and let himself in when there was nobody there. How adorable is it, really? This kid could have been 19.
Well, sometimes it's one of those like himbo moments. True.
Perhaps, yes. Okay, number 11. Number 11.
If you don't know, now you know. You know.
My son spent 18 months of his teenage years telling people he was born in Brazil. He was born in Bristol. They're pretty far apart. Okay. Number 12, when the Peter Pan peanut butter recall happened 10 to 12 years ago or so due to salmonella, my then 15-year-old daughter came in from school, and just as she was walking past the living room, the TV was on. She stopped and watched the news report about the salmonella outbreak. She got this aha light bulb moment and said, oh, now I get it. It's about peanut butter. All day at school, I kept hearing Peter Pan was killing people around the country, and I thought he had turned bad or something and was now a villain.
Wow, what a twist.
I just stared at her, waiting for her to say she was joking and didn't really think Peter Pan was real, but no, she just went upstairs to her room like we had a normal conversation about normal everyday events. Come to Bristol. Yeah. Number 13, my youngest son, 14 years old, when we were on a train and he was looking outside, Mom, what are these plants? They are potato plants. Fries are made from potatoes, right? Yes, of course. You know that. We made our own. Can't you remember? They should plant fries instead. No one likes potatoes. He looked at me with a face that said, I invented space and time travel. Bow in front of your genius son. I just closed my eyes and hoped for the best. He is a site engineer now and does well in life because everything that isn't job-related is managed by his wife. She is a godsend, and I try to be the best mother-in-law that exists because I want her to stay with him forever.
14 years old, man.
Sounds like he's hopeless without her, right?
French fry plant.
Number 14. When my oldest was 11, I was letting him stay up with me and my roommate. He's from my first marriage. I hadn't met my wife yet and was still a messy bachelor with a kid. So he's 11, right? Need to be clear about this. He's 11. We're watching Colbert Report, and Stephen says something happening in Congress, politics, whatever, is as likely as writing legislation with Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, or the Easter Bunny. I chuckle at the dumb joke, only half paying attention.
Oh, no.
My kid sits up and says, wait, Dad, what did he just say? Can you explain that? I'm thinking maybe he's confused about the politics, so I say these two powerful politicians aren't getting along. He says, yeah, no, right, okay, so what else did he say again? By this point, my roommate, who had been pretty much staring at his laptop, ignoring the TV, and the two of us starts watching us closely. So I say, yeah, that's as unlikely as meeting Santa Claus. Yeah? Yeah, or the Tooth Fairy. Yeah? Right, or the Easter Bunny. What? My roommate lets out one small chuckle. I'm staring at him a bit dumbfounded. Finally I ask, Buddy, did you, still think there was a rabbit who snuck into the house and hid eggs? My roommate starts snickering. I'm just staring with a bewildered look. Kiddo is slumping down to look at the couch, angry teardrops welling up in his eyes.
Oh.
I don't know if he was embarrassed, mad at my roommate for laughing, or pissed off because he learned Easter Bunny wasn't real in such a shitty way. He already informed me that he knew Santa Claus was just the parents and, 4 years earlier, so I thought we were cool. As I tucked him in that night, he explained, I just figured he stopped coming because I'm too old.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that one hurts.
It does in a way, yeah.
Like, on one hand, kid's 11, but at the same time, oof.
Well, he figured it out.
To be that innocent, right?
Yeah.
Number 15, my dad's moment when I made him drive around with me because my car had been making a thunk noise every time I made a turn. After 15 minutes, he announced it was the baseball bat in my trunk rolling around.
Oh.
I mean,
funny.
that's good that it wasn't something bad, right? Yeah. Number 16, daughter calls me. There's a cop behind me with his lights on. What should I do? Deploy the oil slick? I mean,
It depends where you are and what you're doing.
Usually you just pull over.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Number 17, when my son was disappointed by sex ed class, he thought they were going to learn some moves.
Nice.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, maybe put down the phone too, right? Yeah, spike strip. Number 18, my daughter was a messy teenager who had to be told to clean her room. She had a habit of letting dishes pile up on her nightstand. We were on her ass constantly about not letting dishes, especially sports bottles of juice, sit around because they ferment. Well, one day the husband and I were I think they mean in our bedroom and heard an explosion and our daughter scream. We ran to her room to find one of her bottles of juice had finally given in to the pressure of the fermented juice and literally blew to pieces. The explosion was so powerful the top left a hole in her ceiling, and there were tiny pieces of sports bottle shrapnel everywhere. She's my smart one.
Whoa.
No.
That would have been amazing.
How long had it been in there?
It had to be like months, right, for that to happen. That's something.
All that fermentation, all that buildup.
Maybe she was trying to make Pruno.
What's that?
Prison wine.
Prison wine.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 19, 3-year-old is preparing for his bath. His underwear looks strange, but I'm distracted by his brother. I think they forgot a word there. Kid takes off one pair of underwear, then a second pair, then a third. I ask why he's wearing 3 pairs of underwear. Kid looks at me like I'm an idiot. Mom told me to put on a clean pair every day.
Oh.
Ew.
Oh no. Oh, that's gross.
What lies beneath?
At least it's only a 3-year-old, right?
That's
yeah.
true.
All right, number 20, I asked my kids what the biggest dinosaur was, and my oldest, 15-year-old male, said paleontologist without skipping a beat. That's when I knew I was in trouble. Then my friend told my 10-year-old that the dirt on the car tasted like candy, so he licked it. He tried to get his 6-year-old brother to do it, but even he wasn't falling for it. At least 3 out of 5 kids will move out of my house eventually.
Gotta save some space for the special ones.
Number 21, my dad is a truck driver, so I was the adult male figure in my kid sister's life. One day when she was around 14 or so, I took her to McDonald's for dinner and asked her what she wanted, and she said McNuggets. I pull up to the speaker and start ordering, "Hello, I'll take an 8-piece McNuggets with a high C." My sister quickly reminds me to tell them no onions.
What?
Does that typically come with McNuggets? I don't think they do.
No.
Yeah.
No, I just nuggies.
Yeah. I'll also take a 1/4-pounder meal with a Sprite. Sister again says, no onions. The cashier asks, will that complete your order? Sister, getting mad, says, no onions. Yes, that will be all, I say calmly, and I pull forward. My sister is getting really pissed and asks, why didn't you tell them no onions on mine? I look at her and just say loudly, on your chicken nuggets? It dawned on her, and she couldn't look up and show her face when I asked the cashier at the window to please make sure there are no onions on her order of McNuggets. To be fair, I would have also done that.
Yeah.
I mean, they did once have onion nuggets, but...
Ugh, I can't imagine.
Oh, they were apparently really good.
Nah, onions be gross.
Oh, you don't like onions? Okay.
Nah.
You're a weirdo. All right.
No onions on my nugs.
No, they were made from onion.
No, I
I
know.
am allergic to onions.
Oh,
So
you
there's a slight
and
difference there.
you and EB both. Damn.
Yeah.
That's such a
Yikes.
shame.
I'm just allergic to the taste.
Yeah. Number 22. I don't think he's an idiot, but I think he lacks common sense because he'll take a bite of food. It will be scalding hot. He'll cry and act like he's dying, but won't spit it out. He'll say, "Mommy, it's hot." And I'll say, "Well, I told you to wait for it to cool down or then blow on it," or something to that effect. He will say no and then continue taking scalding hot bites and crying that it's too hot. In his defense, his father's the same way.
Oh, you're gonna get burn marks
Hubris.
everywhere.
That's certainly something. It reminds me of somebody that I used to know. I'll just leave it at that. Number 23. To give you a little bit of a hint, a former List Critics host.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Number 23. My son yelled at me from outside to come get his toy from the grass. He was standing in the driveway. When I asked why he couldn't get it himself, he explained he was only wearing one shoe. When I asked why he was only wearing one shoe, he replied that he could only find one sock.
Oh.
There's a
logic
a
there.
logic to it, but wow.
The brain is working just differently.
Very differently, yes. Number 24, he knew there was a frozen pizza in the garage, but couldn't find it. Didn't even think to check the freezer. Wow.
Oh, dear.
You'll find it someday.
Yeah. Number 25, I had my sister text my mom that she forgot her phone at home. Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah. No, you'll hear that text noise. Oh, wait a minute. Number 26, I need like a jacket for my legs, said my 13-year-old who does know what pants are. Apparently not.
What if they want to like wrap it around their waist to be all cool?
That's a skirt.
That's true.
Number 27, his car battery died while he was parked at the storage unit while he was home on leave from the Army. Come to find out he had turned off the car to save gas, but had left the heat and blowers and seat warmers on so his girlfriend wouldn't get cold. He's in Army intelligence.
Oh, no.
Well, you know
Poor
what they
Army.
say about military intelligence.
Military intelligence, two words together that can't make sense. Number 28, I've got myself one of those smart idiots. 4.0 middle schooler, cannot operate a door buckle, lock or latch even if she's seen it before. Has twice caught the microwave on fire trying to make popcorn. We're not even sure how. I don't think she could find her way to her friend's house around 3 corners if her life depended on it. Hopefully she will find some sort of job near her house that requires deductive reasoning but maybe doesn't have its own office with the key.
Just keep everything well padded.
Number 29, my 14-year-old son went into a dressing room to try on 5 pairs of pants. Oh, I think I know where this is going. After waiting 15 minutes and yelling twice to the men's dressing room to see if it was okay, he admitted he couldn't find the shorts he had worn in. He gave me 3 pairs of the pants and still couldn't find them. I finally had to go into the stall to look. They were balled up on the leg of one of the pairs of pants. It was extremely noticeable. He swore he took his shorts off before trying on any of the pants, so he didn't think to look in them. I was speechless. He's in the gifted and talented program in our school district. See, I thought he was going to try to put on all 5 pairs.
That's what I was
thought.
thinking,
Yeah.
All right, and finally, number 30. My brother couldn't remember the proper name for shoes, so he called them foot houses. Mom confirmed that day that at least one of her teenage children was a bit doughy up top.
That is unfortunately very relatable for me because sometimes I just completely accidentally a word in my mind and
It reminds
kind
me.
of got to roll with it.
Like I think Homer Simpson would say, "Do you know that metal dealie that you dig food with? You mean a spoon? Yeah, give it here." All right, out of 30, I'm gonna say 26.
Agree with the 26.
26.
I say also 26. I'm on board.
That is a universal 26. Okay, so let me head over to the List Critics channel so we could do some lists that have been submitted to us. Let's see. Submit to our lists. All right, let's see. So this is from last time. I didn't get to this. Moogle sent me the top 10 female fighting game characters from GameFAQs here. Somebody's top 10 listed the top 10 female fighting game characters. I know it's not Moogles because it's not all like furries and shit. So,
like that cat lady from the Marvel games or the Capcom games.
Felicia, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the cast of Bloody Roar. All right, so it's off to a weird spot because number 10 is Roll. Okay, so Roll in Marvel vs. Capcom is on purpose the worst character in the game.
Yeah, she's tiny and weak.
And her moves come out really slowly. She's basically she has all the same moves as Mega Man, but they all have a lot of startup frames, and she doesn't do a lot of damage. She doesn't have a lot of health. There's really no advantage to picking Roll unless you can win with her and just to kind of style on someone, I guess.
Yeah, is that all? Yeah. Is that why it's on the list? Maybe.
I mean,
just a dunk.
If they had just said Roll and not specified Marvel versus Capcom, I might have said, well, maybe they're talking about Tatsunoko versus Capcom, where she was actually really good. But yeah, she was a joke character. Weird Marvel versus Capcom pick there with Roll. Number 9 being Noel Vermillion from BlazBlue Central Fiction. I'm not familiar with the character. So.
Me neither. I'm not familiar with the series.
Yeah.
Looks pretty.
I've played the first one, and I have another one of them on Steam, but I don't know that character. Number 8 is Sakura Kasanago from Street Fighter Alpha. I mean, yeah, she's great. Really fun character. She could have just been another Ryu clone, but they made her unique. She's usually pretty top tier. Interesting design with the whole, Sailor Fuku shit. She's a fun character.
She's the one that fangirls over Ryu?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And they did recently bring her back because she was in Street Fighter V as a DLC character. Number 7 is Elisa Baskanovich from Tekken Tag Tournament 2. I think I fell asleep halfway through that sentence, but when was the list made? Give me a second to. I don't think it says. It was made in 2020, so it's not that old. Number 6 is Yuki from SNK Gals Fighters. I mean,
what are we judging this on anyway?
Yeah,
we're just going to this random Neo Geo Pocket game that I've played this game, and it's just, Yuki is actually I don't know if you guys are familiar with King of Fighters, but Yuki is Kyo's girlfriend, but she's not a fighter, and they put her in this as haha, let's put this normal girl who doesn't know karate into a fighting game.
What are her moves then?
She hits you with her handbag, that kind of shit.
Oh.
It's a chibi sort of game, Okay. So it's not taking the main the last boss is Iori in drag. So.
Oh.
Yeah, with the name Miss X.
How mysterious.
Yeah. Number 5 is Ibuki from Street Fighter 3. I mean, now we're talking. She's the ninja girl. She's cool. A lot of fun, has a lot of cool combos, cool design. Yeah, EB's pointing out that they're alternating cool characters and shitty characters. Number 4 is Kalika A. Mercury from BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma Extend, which I have this game, but I haven't played it. I haven't played this game yet.
Those are some wild anime-esque names.
Yeah.
Have you seen BlazBlue? It's a wild anime-esque game.
Yes.
Number 3 is Kasumi from Dead or Alive 3. Boobies. Yeah, right?
Lol.
I remember her from the movie because I watched that Dead or Alive movie.
BOA Dead or Alive?
Yeah, I've watched the movie. It was.
Yeah, me too.
It was funny. I'll give it that.
It had some self-awareness.
Yeah. Number 2 is Jill Valentine from Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, that's high up for Jill Valentine. She is fun to play, though.
Yeah, bring on them zombies.
Bring in the zombies and the birds and the fucking rocket launcher. And she's got some weird setups that are very difficult to do, but if you do, it's crazy shit. You can call in Tyrant and then blow them up. And wow, what a pick for number 1 is Boletta, also known as Baby Bonnie Hood from Darkstalkers.
BB Hood, hell yeah.
I mean,
I like playing as her.
I think that this person was picking based on cutesiness, because almost all of these are sort of like the cutesy, chibi sort of characters, you know? Like even Sakura is just like a little girl, you know?
Yeah.
And Ibuki is young too. I think they're just going with like, I mean, Ibuki's a badass ninja, but she's also like a teenager. So I think they're going for, put you in a box, you're so adorable sort of thing, you know? Weird
Is
list.
this the kind of list that calls everybody females when they could be using the word women?
Females.
Well, it does say female fighting game characters, but I think for
you'd use that in that.
It works for the title, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and then it gets weird because like Roll is a robot, you know.
Yeah.
But I just want to point out that you made a top 10 female fighting game characters and did not include Chun-Li.
Yeah, what up with that?
Yeah.
You know, so that's an automatic 4 out of 10 from me. Pretty low.
I'm inclined to agree. Like maybe in between that. I don't know if you guys do half points, but like 3.5.
Generally don't, but I don't care that much, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever stated whether we do or not. We just kind of don't.
Discord's being weird because I mark the things that I have read on the List Critics channel with like a taupe emote, and I just did that, and like a little like Galaga spaceship started appearing and shooting things on the disc. I don't know what's going on over there. Yeah.
Pew pew.
All right. Alice has sent the top 10 best films of 1993 from a website called Slant Magazine.
Super Mario Brothers movie. Bam.
That was 94, but all right.
Oh, dang. Okay.
All right. It's a night. I don't have Nitro. I had it for like a month, but I didn't renew it. It's weird. I don't understand. Like whenever I hover over it, the little like spaceship thing appears. All right. Okay, so top 10 best films in 1993. Number 10 is From the East, which I've never even heard of.
Yeah,
no idea.
Yeah. Number 9 is A Perfect World, which was, well, I know that Clint Eastwood was in it. That's about as far as it goes.
Not familiar with that one either.
A little fuggy.
Number 8 is The Last Bolshevik. I'm starting to get the feeling 1993 was not a very strong year for films.
Or just not this person's.
I can think of one or two that are top tier. You know?
Number 7 is Dazed and Confused, which was it really that good?
It's good to watch, and then you're done with it.
I think it's one of those like you watch it once, you laugh at it, and then you think fondly of it, but you don't rewatch it.
You think fondly of Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Less of Ben Affleck.
Number 6 was The Puppet Master. Wow.
Nice.
Haven't thought of that one in a while.
At Full Moon Films.
Number 5, Groundhog Day. That was a really good comedy.
Yes.
Enjoyed it. Always
love that they don't explain it.
Harold Ramis's film. You know, that's what the argument was between Harold Ramis and Bill Murray. Bill Murray got really angry at him because all the scenes that explained it were cut out. Good. Yeah. Number 4. Wow. Number 4 is Hard Boiled. Really?
Oh well, it's good.
I would have thought at this point that we realized that John Woo wasn't that good.
I like it.
Not familiar with it.
Is it the 4th best film of any year? I mean, it's one thing to like it, but all right. Well, number 3 is Carlitos Way.
Oh, Brian, I lived with a film major when I was in college, and she had a vendetta against Brian De Palma. So
really?
Anything that he ever did is, I only know through her lens, basically.
You only know that it's poison.
That's a very strange beef to have. Number 2 is Naked, which I am not familiar with.
I don't know.
And their number 1 pick for, I guess, best movie of the year, Shortcuts.
What?
No.
No Jurassic Park, huh?
I mean,
not at all.
I admittedly am not really much of a film person. I knew like
I am, and this movie was bullshit because I just want to point out that Schindler's List came out in 1993.
That was the other one I was thinking of.
Okay, I just wanted to point that out. The piano came out in 1993.
Oh,
I
that
know-
was
I know
93.
Okay, What's Eating Gilbert Grape came out in 1993. Jurassic Park came out. True
Yep.
Romance came out that year.
I feel like there's a lot of
there's-
choices that were made here that weren't
It
particularly.
good.
Yeah.
Even
How about
if they put
Indiana?
Wallace and Gromit the Wrong Trousers would have been better than half the movies on this list.
I mean, it's a short, but it counts.
It's about what, 40 minutes long, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it
Toast.
still counts. As
I remember thinking it was brilliant, so you know.
But maybe it shouldn't be best movies of '93, but favorite, my favorite. You know, this.
Yeah, but this
person-
was from a magazine, so I tend to think of it, you know. Just say
Weird.
A Bronx Tale came out in 1993 is another one
That was
I'm
good,
just
too.
throwing out there, you know.
No, I'm
So-
curious about, like, you know, did they write this originally in 1993?
Oh, that's
or
a
was
good
this written-
question.
You know.
Let me bring it back up and see. This was posted in 2017, so.
Oh.
All right, 3 out of 10.
So I
2
don't
out of
know.
10 for the
Yeah.
2 movies that I knew.
I'm on board with you. 2 out of 10.
Okay, Sarah sent. What is this? I don't think this is a list. Oh, you know what? This was posted in the wrong channel. Let me just delete that. I think Sarah meant that for images and sounds and posted it in List Critics by mistake.
Moving on.
Yeah. Okay. Bort. I don't know who Bort is, but somebody who doesn't even have a Discord icon named Bort sent in the top 10 worst Hell's Kitchen contestants.
My son's name is also Bort.
We're out of Bort license plates.
I don't know how much you guys watched Hell's Kitchen, but I mean, I watched a lot of it until I stopped. But
I
I watch a lot of cooking shows, but I'm not much of a Hell's Kitchen.
number
I watched
one,
a lot of the early seasons.
number one has to be Matt from season 4. That dude was like, there was something wrong. There was something wrong with him. He was that
Great
dude that
pop.
he made the exotic tartare with the white chocolate and the jalapeno peppers and capers and raw beef.
Oh dear.
Yeah, there's a lot wrong with him.
Gordon threw up when he ate it.
He was brave enough to try it.
Yeah. Number 10 is Sabrina Brimhall. She was really loud. That's what I remember. She screamed a lot.
I hated the loud ones.
Yeah.
Like, we know you're there. You can pipe down.
Number 9 was Suzanne Schlicht. You know, I never knew these people's last names, but Suzanne Schlicht. Yeah, she just talked a lot of like game, and she wasn't that good, so that does make sense.
People don't know how good I really am.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Number 8 is Elise Wims, who was another.
No relation.
She was spelled differently too. She was loud, obnoxious, rude. Didn't last long. Number 7 is Thomas Tom Poley. I gotta read this because I don't know who this guy is. Apparently, he just sucked. He talked back, and he was like Chef Ramsay's punching bag for a while, and he didn't last very long.
Well, if you're going to talk back, you're going to get the sass.
Number 6 is, oh my god, I remember this chick, Robin. She thought she was the shit. She made like one like good, like she made like a pizza, right? That was good, and she tried to ride that all the way to the end.
Remember that pizza, guys?
Yeah, like every time she was on the chopping block, she would be, remember the pizza, you know, like. And I was thinking that they kept her around for like ratings reasons or something because she was terrible.
Like, you got lucky with the pizza, but show me something else.
Okay, number 5 is Russell Kook. And I remember Russell. He was the second place. He got to the end and lost. And he was the biggest fucking asshole. Nobody liked him. The girl that he was up against, she basically didn't have a personality, but I was still like rooting for her hard just because I wanted him to lose. Like, I don't remember anything about her other than she beat him.
Well, if she's the best at doing the thing, then give it to her, you know?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Well, he was blaming everybody for sabotaging him and threatening to blackball them and all this
Oh,
bullshit.
jeez.
Number 4. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. I fucked up. So Robin was not the pizza one. Robin was somebody that I don't even remember. Jen Gavin at number 4 was the pizza one. She was incompetent. I remember like when she came back for the finale, right? And she stopped in the middle to ask Gordon Ramsay for like a letter of recommendation.
Oh my god.
And he's just
Now's not the time.
Yeah, like, no. Number 3 is Jason Underwood. Okay, now I do take slight exception to this because when I saw this, I hated him, right? Because he came off as incredibly sexist. Oh. And it turned out that was editing.
Oh,
and
really?
And that when it aired, all the women that worked with him came forward and said that they edited him to look like that he was saying all that stuff, like kind of making fun of sexists.
Oh.
And they cut that all out, and they said he was like the sweetest guy, and he was very respectful, and there was nothing wrong with him. But they decided to paint him as the villain.
Could he take Hell's Kitchen to, I don't know, court for?
You know, I think when you go on these reality shows, I think you sign your rights away. Like, you know, they can depict you as whatever they want to depict you. You know.
Wah, wah.
Number 2 is Raj. I remember Raj. The dude thought he was the shit because he could do like random karate moves.
Oh God.
Well,
and
I mean,
he would just like they'd be cooking and he'd start like screaming and doing kicks and shit. There was something wrong with him. And number 1 worst is Lacey D'Angelo. She actually walked out in the middle of it. Like she just left. She just left and never showed up. Yeah,
like I'm bored. Later, losers.
She just couldn't handle it. Yeah, she couldn't handle it.
Know your limits. Maybe not on national television, but know your limits.
She didn't let anybody know. She just walked out.
Know your limits. Stay within it.
Okay. Yeah. Matt should have been on here. Matt, he's at honorable mention, but that guy, I mean, he was coming up with all sorts of like weird sushi pizzas and shit, you know.
Wasn't there one guy that got super friggin' mad at Ramsay and like threatened him with violence?
That was Joe. He was like, you know, I ain't no bitch. That guy. Apparently, it wasn't shown much, but apparently, like throughout the rest of the season, Ramsay would do an impression of him.
I ain't no bitch.
Yeah, it didn't wind up on television, but everybody said he would walk around. Remember, I ain't no bitch.
He should have done that.
He did do it. They just didn't show it on TV.
I mean, sorry, they should have, shown it.
I guess it might come off a little mean if it's like the end of the season and they're still making fun of this dude from episode 2.
Yeah, you know? Remember that guy? Remember the pizza?
Oh God! I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I'm disappointed that Matt wasn't even on the list, much less number 1, because that guy was a nightmare.
I'm on board with 7 out of 10. It's pretty fair.
I will trust your judgments and agree with that assessment.
Okay.
I can't really vote because I've not seen the show too much.
Okay.
So.
777, let's go to Vegas.
Hey. There's a Hell's Kitchen restaurant in Vegas, actually.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the ones that they occasionally
they
use as the filming location sometimes. All right. Well, Alice sent their top 5 TV pilots. So these are the top 5 TV pilots, according to Alice. Number 5 being The Sopranos. Great show, but the pilot's weird.
I'm trying to remember
if you ever go and watch the show like on HBO Max or whatever, it's weird because there were things that, first of all, they filmed the pilot like 2 years before they filmed the rest of the season.
Oh.
So you go into the second episode and his kids are appreciably older. It's a little weird. And the character of Jackie Aprile didn't appear yet, so they were calling Tony the boss. And it was clear that it was supposed to be like a film or something that they cut into a TV. It was good, but it was weird when taken with the rest of the season and the show, you know?
It feels disconnected. Man, it's been forever since I've seen that.
Yeah, I just recently went through The Sopranos on HBO Max. Number 4, Better Call Saul. What a great first episode. Hooked me right in. I mean, they could have done this show any number of different ways and choosing to completely play it straight. And to show not, because like when you call a show Better Call Saul, like and people are coming off of Breaking Bad, they're expecting Saul Goodman. They're not expecting Jimmy McGill.
Jimmy McGill, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, they hooked me right in that they were going to really show the origin and everything, and it wound up being one of my favorite shows of all time. So
Me too. My father actually watched Better Call Saul long before he watched Breaking Bad.
Oh,
Marathon the whole
that
thing.
is a mistake and a half.
Listen, my dad's retired, and all
Yeah.
he does is just kind of binge watch TV shows.
Yeah, but like
And
watch
somebody's
it in
like,
the
"You
right
should watch
order.
Better Call Saul." And I'm like, "Hey, Dad, you know that's like the sequel to Breaking Bad, right?" And just,
Both sequel and
no, I didn't.
Both sequel and prequel, though. That's the issue. And then by the way, like yes, it's 90% prequel, but at the end of it, you are expected to know what happened in Breaking Bad because it.
Yeah, don't they drop hints about?
Oh well, no,
aftermath?
because a lot of the last part of it takes place after.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, he watched it immediately after, but
yeah.
I'm like,
And by the
was a
way,
choice, Dad.
Better Call Saul definitely had the best series finale that I've ever seen. I was blown away by it. They did such a great job.
I heard it was excellent.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they made the bold decision for almost the entire last 7 episodes to be in black and white like that was very bold, So you know that they were doing something different, Number 3 is Young Justice. That's another one that I was hooked in right from the get-go, so I got to agree there.
Yeah, that's like the Justice League's kids doing their own thing.
Well, it was sort of like, it started off as like, this is like Teen Titans, but for, a slightly older crowd. But as the show,
a handful of episodes.
As the show matured, it basically became, instead of just, like Teen Titans for adults, it became DC Comics, the show. And I was into that. So good. And yes, that's also having Carol Burnett on the final season of Better Call Saul, as EB brought out. She was awesome. All right. Number 2, Dead Like Me. I've never seen that one.
Oh, I have. I've seen the whole show and the movie. And it really draws you into the what do you call it, like death world and stuff like that. Grim Reapers.
Yeah.
So
I know the premise of it, but I've never watched it,
Yeah, the main character gets hit by a toilet from outer space and dies instantly. As you do.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just, the introduction of everybody just felt really good.
Yeah.
And then, the rest of the show.
And then Alice's number 1 pick for best TV pilot is Futurama.
That's a good one.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
How about the fact that they did a show later on that harkened back to that story of how Fry went through time and everything, right? And they showed that Nibbler was there, right? That Nibbler caused the chair to tip over that put him in. And you'd think that's
right.
like some bullshit that they added later on to like a cute little thing. If you ever go back and watch the pilot, you can actually see Nibbler's shadow there.
Get out of here,
Yeah.
really?
Wow.
They fucking planned out that story from the get-go. It was brilliant.
Wow.
So I have to hard agree on Futurama. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, a 5 out of 5. I'm not familiar with Dead Like Me, but I'm taking Jesse's word for it.
I'll agree.
Yeah. 5 out of 5. All good, and I've seen them.
Okay, I realized that what I was doing was I was adding a super reaction, and apparently, even though I don't have Nitro, they give you like a limited number of them, and that's why I was seeing spaceships and explosions on Discord.
Super.
All
Thanks
right.
for asking.
Okay, so Alice also gave us their top 5 Marvel characters. So this will be real.
interesting.
So number 5 is Gambit, and I gotta admit I never quite saw the appeal of Gambit. I mean, I like his powers and everything, but the character himself kind of leaves me cold.
I like his powers. I like his style. I like that coat.
him.
The costume confuses me.
So amusingly, I drive a Nissan Rogue that we affectionately named Gambit.
Nice.
So-
What confuses me is the design. Like, there's no, first of all, why is he named Gambit? Is he chess themed or something? Like, no, he's not. What's that?
I thought he was kind of like gambling themed.
Yeah, but shouldn't it have
with
something to do
cards?
with cards or something? Like, Gambit is a chess term. And then he's like got this weird pink breastplate over like blue jeans and a trench coat. Like, it's the most 90s shit ever.
Yeah, that's just the 90s talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Doctor Doom. You gotta love Doctor Doom.
Dr. Doom's pretty
You gotta love
He's
Dr.
a real
Doom.
cut up.
I mean, a lot of people, like, if you've seen the Fantastic Four movies, just forget all of that.
Yeah.
That's not Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is the dude who did a Mortal Kombat fatality on Thanos because he felt like it. He's ripped the dude's skeleton right out. Number 3 is the Silver Surfer. I mean, you know, I do have a soft spot for the Jack Kirby character, so.
I don't know too much about him other than the whole Galactus tie-in.
I mean, if you ever read the Silver Surfer comic, it's not so much like that the character's that cool, it's that there was always something cool going on. You know what I mean?
An atmospheric kind of cool.
Yeah, you saw it. He was a very normal sort of guy, you know, that just happened to have like godlike powers and got to go wherever he wanted in the universe, you know?
As you do.
Number 2 is Magneto. Hard agree. Hard agree.
Especially more modern it gets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well written.
And number 1 is Spider-Gwen. Who doesn't like Spider-Gwen?
Love her.
Spider-Gwen, oh boy.
First of all, the design of her costume has to be the coolest spider-themed superhero costume ever. Love it. The hoodie and the black and white and the red. It's so cool. You don't seem that familiar. You didn't see the Spider-Verse movie?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I saw the Spider-Verse movie.
So
I'm
you-
just trying to remember it.
She was the girl spider chick.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I saw
Sometimes
one.
referred to as
Yeah.
Ghost Spider.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm giving this a 4 out of 5.
I agree. 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 out of 5. Feels right. How about Gwenpool? Where's she at?
Gwenpool's weird, man.
Yeah.
She's hilarious, though. Okay. Alice also sent me the 15 delicious discontinued Girl Scout cookies.
Oh,
Okay.
discontinued.
Now I am a lifetime Girl Scout, so
Okay.
I may have some things to say about this one.
Excellent, good.
I didn't know that there was a whole lot of discontinued flavors.
Yes, there's a ton.
Well, number 1 is they're called Vanchos, and we definitely missed the boat on these because I was 3 years old when they were discontinued. They were chocolate and vanilla sandwich cookies. They're Oreos. Okay, gotcha. All right, they're Oreos. All right, or they're Hydrox is what I should be saying.
Hydrox, yes,
Because there's vanilla ones in there too. Number 2 is the Kookaburras, which are, it says, a love child of a Rice Krispie treat and a Twix bar.
I mean, that sounds great.
man.
Yeah, they were available
Yes, please.
fleetingly in the early 80s.
Oh, bummer.
Well, I was
Yeah.
negative years old at that.
I was born?
I was a child, yeah. Number 3, Golden Yangles. They weren't really cookies at all, but they were crackers. They were cheddar. They were basically Cheez-Its.
Oh, I would
yeah,
like
and they were also around throughout the 80s. They were basically Girl Scout Cheez-Its.
Got an itch on my golden yangles.
Nah. Number 4 are Praline Royales. They were
concept sounds
they
good.
were soft vanilla cookies with praline filling. Who wouldn't want that? That was available in
pralines.
1992.
Hey,
Number 5 are Golden Nut Clusters.
That sounds inappropriate.
I've heard
really,
of those.
It really does. It's a pecan cookie covered in caramel.
I mean, sounds delicious,
Yeah.
but
That's from the early 90s. Number 6 are known as Juliet's. Named after
Julia Gordon Lowe.
Yep, named after Juliet Lowe. They were available in only 2 years, 1984 and 1985. Basically, they were the Golden Nut Cluster 2.0. They were the same thing, but covered in chocolate.
Oh, man.
Oh, so that sounds good.
Yeah. Number 4
Why would
are...
you discontinue that?
I don't know. It sounded like it was a limited thing only in 1984 and 1985. Number 4 are Snaps. They're available from 93 to 97. They are iced oatmeal raisin cookies.
I do not recall those at all. And I was definitely a Girl Scout during
Well,
those years.
I don't fucks with raisins.
I'd have
No,
to try
I'm not
before
a
I
fan.
buy.
Yeah.
I love raisins. Give me raisins.
I know you like. I don't fuck with those. Number 8 are called Upside Downs. This was in
All right, yeah, those were good.
1999. They were an oatmeal cookie sandwich. Like, they're describing it as a better version of the oatmeal cream pies.
Those were very good. I will attest to that.
Number 9 is Le Chips from the late
Le
90s. Le Chips. They're chocolate chip hazelnut cookies. You can't go wrong with that.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah. Number 10 are called Apple Chips. Exactly what you would think. They're the gussied up version of everyone's least favorite cafeteria cookie. White chocolate macadamia nut.
Oh, I love white chocolate macadamia nut
I do too. I don't know. Why are they called apple? I'm sorry, I misread it. Aloha chips. How did I see apple there?
Oh.
I think there's a smudge on my screen. All right, number 11 is, well, I must have mixed it up with this next one, apple cinnamons, which, I mean, you know, they're sugar cookies with cinnamon sugar. And they did not have any apple flavor. They were merely shaped like apples.
What?
Oh, boo! False advertising.
That's pretty wacky. Number 11 are called Ole Oles.
Ole.
Yeah. They're powdered sugar cookies with pecans and coconut. Available from 2001 to 2003.
That'd be pretty good.
I'd fuck one.
Moving on, number 13 are called Cinnaspins, which sounds a little bit too much like sit and spin. But
I remember these.
They're cinnamon swirl cookies.
They were small. They were like...
Well, they were the low-calorie ones.
Yeah.
Number 14 are lemon chalet creams, which are basically like a lemon hydrox.
Okay, I have some thoughts about this because there was another. I'll go into it at the end, but they sound great. Lemon cookies are awesome. I love them.
I'd try it. Number 15 are mango creams, which is a mango hydrox, and that sounds a lot less interesting. Apparently, wait, there's a lot of flavors going on here. It's a crispy vanilla coconut sandwich cookie with tangy mango flavored cream enhanced with nutrients found in fruits. Apparently, this was from a period where they were trying to make them healthy. And that was the last one.
Can't taste cilantro when it tastes like soap for them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a genetic thing, actually.
Yeah. So I have the cilantro soap gene, but I also have its worse cousin, the mango pine sol gene.
No.
So mango just tastes straight up like I'm licking a Christmas tree. It's terrible to me.
It's Christmas wherever you go.
It's so bad. I'm so disappointed in it.
Well, out of 15, and I'm basing this on how many of these I would like to try, I'm going to say 12.
You keep reading my mind. I was on 12 as well.
I'd go for an 11. Mostly because there's a couple from my childhood that I desperately miss. So we had lemon pastry creams, which were like a lemon sandwich cookie. Loved them. It wasn't really like an Oreo Hydrox sort of thing. Yeah. But they were more like a shortbread on the outside. Very good. Yeah. 5 World Cinnamons were delicious. They sound kind of like the apple chip, the apple cookies.
Sometimes there's regional differences in the names.
That's the other thing. There's 2 Girl Scout cookie bakeries. Yeah. And there's not always a lot of the big ones are there. Yeah. But not all of them are there.
Because somebody in chat once was referring to a specific cookie, and I was like, I know what you're talking about, but I know it as something else, and it was just a different name.
So, like, one baker will call them tagalongs, and the other one will call them peanut butter patties.
Yeah. I think that was the one, yeah. Samoa Squad, rise up indeed. Samoas are the best.
I know Samoas as caramel delights.
See? Yeah.
Well,
whatever you call them, they're the best.
Yeah, they're very good. I'm a peanut butter sandwich / do-si-dos kind of gal myself.
Okay. All right, so moving along here, EB sent, and this is the exact thing that EB wrote. Here is my ranking of all the Golden Girls, with the caveat that they are all awesome and I don't hate any of them, presented without explanation. So without even looking at it, who's your favorite Golden Girl? I'm going to say Sophie is top tier. She's OD.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
She'd come in and say something that was savage as fuck.
Or Rose.
And then
Rose is just like a beautiful idiot.
Yeah. Well, Rose's ditzy stories were very funny. But we were all just waiting for Sophie to say something savage to her after the story's done, right? Like, come on. All right, well...
always with the quips.
In last place at number 4 is Blanche. I will say that the whole Blanche is a slut thing does tire on you after a while. Mm-hmm. Number 3 being Rose. Number 2 being Dorothy. And number 1, of course, being Sophia, because like I said, she's OD. I have to say 4 out of 4. It's exactly the order I would put them in.
It was a pretty good order, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moogle sent the top 10 Beavis and Butthead metal roasts by Loudwire. So apparently Loudwire put out a list of Beavis and Butthead reacting to heavy metal videos. We'll see how many of these I can remember. Number 10 being Somebody Save Me by Cinderella, which I just remember, like, they had no chill when it came to glam metal or like hair metal or anything like that. And it was just like, look at these wussies posing around and flipping their hair. I think, oh, this is totally going to get us chicks. You know, which is funny because those guys did get laid constantly, and Beavis and Butthead will never score. So, you know. Number 9 is Call It What You Want by Tesla, which I don't think I remember that reaction, sadly.
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so number 8 is All I Had by Crowbar, and man, they were so mean to Crowbar because the lead singer is like this big fat guy, and he's like grunting. He's like, "Rrr," and they're like, I think he's trying to take a dump. And he did kind of look constipated in the videos. Number 7 is Cool Kids by Kix, another hair metal video that they just absolutely destroyed. Speaking of which, number 6 is Come On Feel the Noise by Quiet Riot.
Yeah.
All of them.
I don't think they even watched the whole thing. I think they changed the channel on that one.
Oh, well, it's bad when.
Yeah. Number 5 is Real Love from Slaughter. I don't remember that one. Number 4, there is no number 4, and Moogle even points out that the website neglected to put something in the number 4 spot, and he just wrote, what the fuck? So,
WTF, mate.
Big fail to loudwire.com on that one. Number 3 is The Philosopher from Death, which I love this band and I love this song, and it was hilarious because Beavis and Butthead absolutely hated it. Because I guess they just don't really like death metal, and they did this impression of Chuck Schuldiner. Like, I think I've seen this guy come into Burger World, and he was like, I'll have 2 tacos and a large order of fries to go. It's like, wow, you sound even better than this wuss.
Well, sometimes it's funny to hear things you like being torn down a peg.
Oh my God, they had no respect for it at all. Number 2 is God of Emptiness by Morbid Angel. Similarly, Beavis and Butthead do not like death metal, and they tore Morbid Angel a new hole. And speaking of a new hole, number 1 is Blind by Korn, where they got bored, and Beavis tried to make himself dizzy by spinning around 3 times and blowing on his thumb. And then he went on a crazy rant giving a review about it. This video is highly derivative of the genre. He just went through this whole thing.
I remember that.
Yeah, and he was like, it speaks less to the heart and more to the sphincter. In closing, Korn would do well. And he was just going on until Butthead slapped him, and then he didn't remember anything. It's like,
I wonder if they pulled that from a real review.
And I think it was just Mike Judge ad-libbing. It's like, you were talking like a wuss. I gotta give it the fact that they didn't include Grim Reaper in here, that should have been number 4, right? They hated Grim Reaper. 8 out of 10. Missing number 4 and no Grim Reaper.
I don't know. I'm not that familiar. I'm only familiar vaguely with a few of these, so 5 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a 6.
Okay. Well,
It'd probably be better
these
if
were
I
all
knew
from
more
the
of them.
Yeah, these were all from the old Beavis and Butthead EB from the 90s before they they mostly watch like YouTubes and stuff like that now. Speaking of Beavis and Butthead, we have another one here. The top 10 Beavis and Butthead moments, which he took from Watch Mojo.
Oh.
Number 10 being the Media Crusade, because a bunch of parents tried to get Beavis and Butthead canceled because, so the story went that, that's actually number 9. Okay, so this was just, they thought, this is crude, so it shouldn't be on TV. Let's protest it.
Good for a number 10, I guess.
Yeah. Number 9. Okay, number 9 is the house destruction. This is what I was getting to. So some kid burnt down his house, and the mother tried to claim that he got it from Beavis, like a fire, and all that, right? But it turned out And that's why Beavis wasn't allowed to do the fire thing, and they had that warning at the beginning of so many episodes saying, Beavis and Butthead are not role models, they're not even human, that whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
That all came from the fact that... So then it turned out that it was all bullshit. The kid had never seen Beavis and Butthead. They didn't have cable. And the lady, when the house caught on fire, called the news before she called the fire department.
Oh.
Yeah.
So maybe it's her fault that it actually burned down.
Probably,
inevitably.
right? And then she just blamed her kid, and no, that was totally, she was on a crusade. Number 8, repeating kindergarten. So they get busted down a few grades. And and then they wind up in by the end of the episode, they're in kindergarten, and they're just like sitting in these tiny chairs, like, these chicks are flat. It was pretty funny. Number 7, A Day at the Office. So I think they're referring to the episode Temporary Insanity, when they wandered into some office thinking it was a mall because they're stupid. And they come in, they're like, is this a mall? Yeah, this is Muller Real Estate. And they thought they were temps, and they just put them to work. And like Butthead copies his ass with the copy machine. Then the temps come in that are supposed to be there. And they're like, hi, we're from the temp agency. And they're like, so we're from the temp agency. Have a seat over there. Please take a copy of my butt. And they're just sitting there and like looking at it like, oh, what is this? And then like Beavis is like just slamming on the keyboard, right? He's supposed to be typing letters, but he's just pressing random things. And this guy comes up to him and he's like, hi, I have some corrections for you. And you could see that the entire thing is just keyboard mash nonsense. And the dude sat there and redlined the whole thing.
No.
And wrote in the corrections. I'm not joking. That actually happened. It was hilarious. One of the best episodes. Number 6 is Sex Ed Week. There was a Sex Ed episode. We're going to be talking about the penis. We're going to be talking about the vagina. They weren't allowed to laugh. That was the whole thing.
Oh, and their faces were like turning blue.
Yeah. And then at the end of the episode, they just come outside. Number 5, medical emergency. The thing about Watch Mojo is you're just like giving me the title, but you're not giving me any context. There was so many times that they hurt themselves. I mean, they were struck by lightning. Beavis cut his finger off. His butt was burnt at one point. I don't know which of those many medical emergencies that's referring to. Number 4, their duet with Cher. That happened.
That's classic.
The episode, the album, the Beavis and Butthead Experience. They had a duet with Cher. It was a big single. Number 3, their first appearance, a.k.a. Frog Baseball. Boy, is that aged like cheese.
Frog Baseball.
Frog Baseball. It was such a... I can't believe that cartoon even aired, much less that it led into a TV show.
Yeah, like, kids would like this. Let's roll with it.
Yeah. And as EB pointed out, for in the newest, past season, they drank DDT and died in an episode. There's so many medical situations that have happened. Number 3, that was number 3. Number 2, meeting their fathers. That was in the movie. Hey, you two got a match? Yeah, my butt and your butt. The Butthead's dad was played by David Letterman. That was brilliant.
Really?
He was uncredited, but that was David Letterman. Yeah. Tell you a story. So I was in this toilet called Highland. Whoa. That's where we're from, so you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, there were these 2 chicks, and I did them. True story. Like Beavis' dad is like, yeah, I scored. Shut up, dumbass. You didn't score. I scored with both of them. You just sit in the corner masturbating.
Oh.
Okay, and number 1 is The Great Cornholio. Who doesn't love The Great Cornholio? I was just doing Cornholio on stream earlier. It was like, you will name your child Bungholio. He will be an albino and a gringo. Julio Bungholio.
Julio Bungholio.
Julio Bungholio. Do you have any Julio? For my bunghole? I would hate for my Bungholio to get polio. Are you threatening me? I have no bunghole. It's just good shit, All right. And there's a few honorable mentions. Beavis and Butthead looking at internet porn. That was a classic moment. That should have been on the list, actually. Leave It to Beaver parody. Leave It to Beavis, also classic. And oh my God, one of my favorite episodes was "What If Butthead Was Never Born." They did It's a Wonderful Life, except the angel was trying to get him to jump off the bridge, and he showed him like what the world would be like without Butthead, and it was like objectively better.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah,
okay,
it was like Daria had a boyfriend, the principal still had his hair, Mr. Anderson's yard was nice, Beavis was working at the soup kitchen, you know.
Didn't they kind of do the same thing with Married with Children?
Yes, they did. Yes,
like
they
if
did.
Al had never been, and then he decided to live just to spite everybody.
Yes. That's the same thing that Butthead did. All right, well, out of 10, it's a weird order, but I would give it a 7. A few of these I wasn't 100% sure what they're referring to because you're just giving me the title and not like the explanation.
Yeah, I think including the honorable mentions,
that helps.
I'd say a 7 is probably pretty accurate there.
The official list critics' approach to honorable mentions is they can't hurt the list, but they can help the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also 7.
So we only have a few minutes here, but let's do Riddle's favorite legendary Pokemon from each generation, excluding Generation 9 because spoilers.
Who's that Pokemon?
So Riddle writes, Generation 1 is Mewtwo, obviously. I don't know why that's obvious, because I would say that I prefer Zapdos, but that's me. And he writes, they write, rather, fun fact, in the manga, Mewtwo has human DNA in him.
Ugh.
Yeah,
how'd that happen?
Somebody came inside of Mewtwo.
Ew.
Well, you know what? I could say anything about the Pokemon manga, and it could be true, because the Pokemon manga's fucked up.
It
is now
extremely fucked.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of different variants thereof. Yeah.
Oh.
His pick for Generation 2 is Lugia. I like him for his history. Lugia was created by someone outside the Pokemon team. He was originally going to be in a movie-only Pokemon for the Pokemon 2000 movie, but was added to the games because they needed another box art legendary with Ho-Oh.
I'm gonna hawk a Lugia.
That's
I like Lugia.
gross. Yeah, I don't know, but from Gen 2, I would probably pick Suicune as my favorite. Just saying.
That's fair. I would probably go with Lugia, but
Lugia's cool.
Legendary beasts are not. Yeah, they're pretty.
But I would say Suicune. Number 3, Generation 3 Rayquaza. Who doesn't love a Sky Dragon? It is speculated that there are actually 2 Rayquazas, one for each hemisphere of the planet. No, F+. The best Gen 3 legendary is clearly Groudon. Just saying.
I mean, I have a Jirachi tattoo, so...
Jirachi... Wait, hold on. Jirachi's...
Legendaries?
That's a mythical.
Are we counting them, or
I don't think we're counting, because if we were counting mythical, then Jirachi wins.
Right. Okay.
But,
well, if we're just going with just regular legendaries, then...
Regular vanilla legendaries.
Well, the difference... Yeah. Okay, because Jesse doesn't know Pokemon that well.
No, I don't.
The difference between a legendary and a mythical is you can get a legendary in-game. Mythicals come from events.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they're a little more special.
Yeah. The Gen 4 pick is Giratina. And Riddle writes, I prefer Satan over God, as Dialga and Palkia representing time and space. Giratina represents antimatter.
Giratina's cool.
Giratina's very cool. I do like Dialga more, but... I
am a big-time Dialga fan.
Especially since... Yeah, we are talking about Pokemon. Especially since I do, in Pokemon Go, the very first Dialga I ever got was Shiny, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
You know. Okay, from Generation 5, Riddle's pick is Zekrom. Hard agree on Zekrom. Also has the best Kyurem form. Yeah, Kyurem Black is pretty dope. Have to agree there.
To remember the rest of the Gen 5 because
there's a ton of them? There's a lot. I mean, there's Reshiram and there's the genies
and
the swords and the Swords of Justice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really like the genies. The Swords of Justice are cool, but
yeah, Swords of Justice are all right. I think I'm gonna agree with Zekrom.
Zekrom's the coolest. Yeah. Their pick for Gen 6 is Xerneas. I like the resemblance to the forest god from Princess Mononoke and possible reference to Yggdrasil. Yeah.
Yes, agree.
The Jesus deer is top tier.
I love him.
Yeah. And Gen 7, Ultra Necrozma looks like a boss from a different RPG in one of the hardest legendary battles.
Oh.
Unless you have a Zoroark.
Yeah, right.
Oh, got him.
Now, okay, now here's
the AI
here's
can't
another
deal
question.
with Zoroark.
Are we counting the Ultra Beasts as legendaries? Or
I would say no, those aren't legendaries.
Okay.
No. But I would say, God, I mean, I like Lunala a little more.
I like Lunala. Solgaleo's all right. I don't really like Solgaleo's typing, but and then
Steel Psychic is overdone.
Yeah, Tapu Lele's pretty cool. Tapu Fini's pretty cool.
The Tapus are weird, man.
They're weird, but they got some cool typings.
Yeah, they do, but they're they're all fairy type. Yeah.
Yeah.
And generation pick is His Majesty Big Noggin, aka Calyrex. Really, Calyrex?
Oh.
The Crown Tundra made me warm up to his design, and he can merge with one of 2 different Pokemon. Okay, so Zacian and Glastrier shit all over Calyrex.
Yeah.
I would even say I like Zamazenta more than Calyrex. And Zamazenta's hideous.
Yeah. I feel like Gen 8 just didn't have good legendaries.
I mean, it had Glastrier and Spectrier, and
but you only got those once you got to the DLC.
Yeah, that's still Gen 8. I mean, you could say Ultra Necrozma. You had to buy a whole different set of games to get Ultra Necrozma.
That's true.
That was, but yeah.
Yeah.
I do wonder what Riddle's pick for the best Gen 9 legendary would be, but who knows? Out of 8, how many of these did I actually agree with? 2. I agreed with 2 of them.
Yeah.
8 out of 8. Top tier all the way. Fuck the haters.
Jesse doesn't know Pokemon, so he just does whatever.
I'm playing through Brilliant Diamond, so I'm starting to learn.
I'm joking, Riddle. Your reasons for each one are good. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you a 6 out of 8. I was joking about the 2 out of 8. What do you say, Elise?
For the reasons that Riddle provides, yeah, I'd say like a 6 out of 8.
Yeah,
7 out of 8.
because it is an opinion,
Yes.
All right, and we have time for just one more because it is a short one. EB's favorite Golden Girls actresses ranked.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same list, just the actresses instead of the characters. So number 4, being Estelle Getty, amazing as Sophia. Never saw her in anything else. Not even Stop Her, My Mom Will Shoot.
I love Stop Her, My Mom Will Shoot.
Me too.
It's terrible.
I have not seen it. So
I almost exclusively like terrible movies.
Okay.
So
terrible is relative.
That's true.
Number 3 is Rue McClanahan. Only other thing I saw her in was Mama's Family. She was all right. Gets points because after she died, it turned out that she actually had a lot of kinky shit in her house. So she was Blanche.
Wow. Makes sense.
Number 2 is B. Arthur. I'm always saddened by her seemingly one-sided hatred of Betty White. Her own son said she seemed to need a nemesis at work for whatever reason. She made it Betty, but she embraced being a queer icon to the part of leaving part of her estate to the Ali Forney Center, an organization that provides homes for LGBTQ plus youths who are runaways or kicked out of their homes. They opened the B. Arthur House, a home that can house 18 kids. Also, she was Maud, and that's enough to make her iconic.
B. Arthur. Outstanding.
Yeah. And number 1 is, of course, Betty White.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't think she was number 1, people would probably be angry if I didn't put her at number 1. She was the GOAT, an amazing comedic actress as shown on the Mary Tyler Moore Show and her husband's various game shows, and right up until the end, she was everyone's favorite feisty, kind of naughty grandma.
If I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
I always loved her whole, like, hot dogs and vodka partying style, And then there's Maud. Okay, so great show. Loved having you on, Elise. We'll have to have you on again at some point in the future.
Yes, please.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. We got to stop now because the Cartoon Club is going to be meeting and their whole anime thing and whatnot. So let's find somebody to raid. So let's come over here to this screen, and let's see who's online right now. It'd be funny if Niche was on and raid him a second time, but probably not. Not that I would want to raid someone twice in one day. That's silly. Oh, who Captain Retro's on playing Super Mario World 2? Yep, he's playing Yoshi's Island.
Nice.
And we'll get his whole like rap theme song. He's the only streamer I know that has like a rap theme song. That intro song. Actually, you know what, Jesse? He reminds me of he's like the American version of you.
Oh, thanks.
No, it's a good thing, yeah. And I almost typed the raid command into his chat. That would not have worked. Because he's always got like a goofy hat on. And he's like wholesome and shit, you know. All right.
I'm wholesome.
When you're not drunk, yeah.
Right.
Okay, I don't know if he's gonna get this because I don't know if he's past this part in the game or not. But I'm making the raid call Poochie's Not Stupid.
Yeah. Oh, poor Poochie.
Because it was a level called that.
Yeah, you gotta ride that dog.
Yeah. All right, guys. There's your raid call. Copy that, paste it as we head into Captain Retro stream. He is playing Yoshi's Island. There's Chrono Trigger music playing for some reason. I don't quite understand that, but here we go. I'll see you guys over there.